I don't know. I was just like, man, how do I start?
I just
get into it.
Starting on like Albert breathing into the mic would sound like a great idea.
Oh.
And I was just gonna like feather it in and just be like, "Hi guys," because we have the nice mics now.
We have the nice mics,
and we can get uncomfortably close to them.
I'm trying to get. Yeah, you're right, Alan. This.
Yeah, OneNote and Teams don't decide to work well together on phones.
I think I can get it open on my web browser.
Are you gonna talk into the mic, Albert?
No, yeah, sorry. No. Oh, wait.
Are you gonna talk to the mic? No.
Wait.
Fuck you, Mike. I'm gonna talk at you.
Hold on. More notebook.
We just got to be super mindful. It's been a while since I've actually had to be mindful of my mic spacing. And it's going to be weird trying to look at phones at the same time while trying to maintain mic spacing.
Yeah.
I think we'll be fine.
I mean, yeah, it's just a habit we kind of got to get into. Another thing that I've noticed that I really need to get back in a habit to of like is kind of globing around my mic when I look at people. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, you can't.
So
just
I can't just
turn
look.
the
You have to like rotate around the mic, right?
Yeah. It's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
So, but yeah. So I've been reviewing my notes the last like 30 minutes or so. And oh boy, do I have a lot of them. And I have a lot of names that I remember the person. I don't remember the voice. I remember broad strokes of things. And I'm trying to like also realign where they all are in my stories. And I don't think any of it's ever going to come up. But this is the type of GM and storyteller I am. I enjoy evolving an entire world in my brain. And only about 5% of it ever comes out. Yeah.
Got the name. Cool. I was trying to find a specific name, so I looked through some personal notebooks for the like actual specific arcs and was able to find it.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember the names of some because I did at one point give important people names that never came up, and they have an important place in the story, and I just can't remember the actual spelling of the name.
Mm-hmm. Something wrong?
Oh. They're plugged in. Oh, so that means that
they might have gotten hidden.
Yeah, there we go.
Weird.
Must have got turned off weird.
Yeah.
Well, when I was on it before, it said it was visible.
Huh. That's interesting.
Okay.
Oh,
maybe we like pressed the hotkey on accident to hide it.
That's possible.
Yeah.
I know that's a thing that occasionally happens. Ugh.
Yeah, that's probably what happened when I sat down. I probably just accidentally hit it.
Okay.
Yeah, haha.
Yeah, haha. Well, we're here. We've arrived. We're here. We've. That's it. We're here.
We did it.
We did it.
Yeah. Normally we start with like banter, but everyone's really, really deep into their notes today.
I'm trying to not like forget anything, so I'm just like,
That's why I have this crazy map. For those of you who are interested in the way Alan's mind works,
I didn't get it. I didn't
just
get
kind
that
of.
far. Also, it kind of just looks like a white sheet of paper.
Oh,
It does
Yeah,
kind
you
of look
can't see
just
it,
like a
yeah.
white sheet of paper. Well, you can kind of see notes on
You
it.
can see what the writing.
You can kind of see there's something
Writing
on
doesn't
it.
really show up that well this far away.
No.
I take a little bit of notes and I have it in a notebook behind me in case I need to reference it. But for the most part, I think we'll be good. I think we'll be fine.
Yeah. I just, for me, I know I have a great idea of of all the things. I just can't remember the names more specifically. The other thing too is like I always make a decision, then I backtrack the decision, and then I build the world up again. So then sometimes I forget, like, did I ever decide whether or not I was go that way or that way with this character, or did I decide something else? But it all came full circle, and I think that it's fine.
Cool. I feel that though. Well,
I also got to Google if anachronisms are used in the real world. Hold on.
if an acronym?
Yeah.
Oh. I heard anachronism and I'm like,
Oh, yeah, I see. You just like don't want to make sure. Well, I'm like thinking of acronyms. I'm sure something somewhere uses it.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if it's something big or bad. That's
oh, that's true.
Oh.
yeah.
There's a there's like a health company around here that shares a name, and I can't remember what the name is, but with the villain company in Maximum Ride.
Oh, really?
Yes,
That's funny.
I can't remember what it's called. Hold on. Hey,
We
Google.
have the manga like down below. You can pull that up.
No, we've
Wait,
got
what?
that
Like
nearby.
it's here?
think
Oh
so.
fuck, it is.
Oh yeah.
Why are only 3 of them here?
I have no idea.
Only
Why are
3 of what?
3 here, and why is it only the last 3? Where are the first?
What are those?
No idea.
It's Maximum Ride manga.
Oh,
Oh,
maybe they ended up
I don't know.
elsewhere.
I've only seen those 3 down there.
That's really weird. How did they get separated from
I
the
don't
other
know.
one?
I'm
I
not
don't
too
remember
sure.
if it's gonna.
Maybe they're in the cubby.
They're very dusty.
Yeah, I imagine so.
Yeah. We don't really touch the bottom shelf all that too often.
Yeah.
I was at a Zia and they had a copy of like the Ruby manga. Very cursed.
I see.
Really, the Ruby manga's cursed.
Yeah.
I think it's. I'm pretty sure they got the same artist as this one.
Oh really?
I don't remember.
I mean, like it's probably fine. It's probably accurate to the show, but it's just like
To be fair, the show's art style is a little cursed.
yeah.
It's a little wacky.
It's a little funky. I mean, like they improve, and to
Yeah.
be fair, they weren't professional animators. Like they have professional animators, but it wasn't like they were like a production studio for animation when they
Yeah.
started up Ruby.
It's kind of cool though, because you would like go back, you rewatch it, and you're like, oh man, they've progressed so far, and then you're like, oh man, this is a little wacky. It's like, oh wow, they actually pulled that off, that fight scene.
Wait,
Like,
the movie actually came out
I think
There
it was
was
a
a
while
movie?
ago.
for Maximum Ride. Yeah.
Oh, not Maximum Ride.
Sorry.
No, I thought it was something. I think you were talking about something else.
Ruby.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like, yeah, didn't Ruby have like a spin-off thing?
I heard that they were going to do one, but nobody ever, it like fell off after they announced it. I didn't realize it actually came out 5 years ago.
they announced it.
It has a 3 out of 6 on IMDb.
Dang, people were just like,
nice.
oh, don't like it.
37% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh yeah.
Wow, wow, wow.
Sounds like a good movie.
Gotta go out and see it then.
To be fair, they did start doing the movie after the series like tanked itself. James Patterson did something really, really like he set up this whole thing and like there was a really good plot and it was really interesting and it was really cool. And then all of a sudden in like the 6th book, like it's spoilers for a 10-year-old book series now. In the 6th book, he was like, but the real villain is actually this. And it's not a villain either. It's a concept. It's not like the real villain is this character or this company, because like there was a villain that was a company. He goes, the real villain was actually this entire concept the whole time. I'm just gonna fucking say it. He changed the plot such that the real villain was global warming. You can't. This is an action novel.
Yeah.
Like, I get the message. You're right. But this is an action novel. You can't like change the trajectory of a novel of a book series 6 books in to say that this company that's doing this is not actually the villain, but instead it's a concept. Like, and it just started getting real wacky.
Are you
like,
saying, Don, are you trying to say global warming's not bad?
You tell me.
I don't
That's
know,
up for the
Don.
reader to decide.
Seems kind of sus saying that global warming's not a villain.
A bonus.
I don't think she actually said global warming is not a villain. She
Yeah.
said the villain is a concept.
Yeah.
I said the villain was changed 6 books into a book series that was only supposed to have 7 books. To say that,
You've got one book to fight global warming.
yeah, right? Like, if it were from the beginning, that would be one thing. But, like, it just got really weird all of a sudden. And there were, like, clones. And, like, he set up it such that, like, these 2 characters were involved. And then they, like, broke up. And then they got together with each other's clones. And it just got really weird. And then they, like... There was like one character who was really important because he was good for representation because he was blind, and then all of a sudden he started developing the ability to see, and it had something to do with penguins. I don't know. It just got really weird all of a sudden in a hurry.
He was like sitting there brainstorming. How can I make him penguins?
They went to Antarctica. They're
Penguins.
birds.
What?
They went to Antarctica. Like, I don't. It got weird fast.
But I digress.
Just like, oh, what's the enemy of penguins? Global warming.
Yeah, penguins' natural enemy, global warming.
So they have to
Again, global warming as a villain is not a bad idea. But changing the trajectory of a 6-novel series to ignore the company that literally is torturing children in favor of fighting global warming is not a good idea. It's just dumb. It's just dumb.
He's proposing the concept for the 7 books. Like, all right, in the 7th book, we're going to fight global warming, but they can't do it alone. So if they have to team up with Club Penguin producers.
Ooh, that came timely. Anyways.
When you guys actually played
Club Penguin?
I played
Plub Penguin?
Penguin.
Club Penguin.
Perfect.
Plug Penguin.
I definitely played
Plug
Club Penguin.
Pengu?
Don't plug Pengu.
No.
How many of us
definitely-
actually played Neopets?
Yeah.
I didn't.
Really?
I definitely wanted to as a kid, but we didn't have internet. We didn't have a
Oh,
computer.
Yeah, fair enough.
So it's just like, man, you play Neopets? Like, no.
I didn't play it regularly. It was one of those things that, like, I would make an account whenever we went to the library and then forget and then make a new account.
Fair
Oh,
enough.
nice. I didn't, but at the same time, I was in the same boat as Brandon. If I didn't have internet at home, and when we did, the internet was so slow that we couldn't do anything. Like, I remember that the internet was only able to run RuneScape at like 2 a.m. when no one else in the city was awake.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, like because
That explains your sleep schedule.
yeah, it was in the middle. I mean, yeah, my sleep schedule was always borked when I was in high school, but it got even more borked in summers. It was really wild because there were times where like I used to scrap metal with my dad. We used to like go out and get cars and shit, but we would work until like close to like 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
And then we'd like finally get home and like shower up and everything, and we'd be in bed around like 10. Then we wake up at 2 a.m. in order to drive the truck down to Phoenix before the sun came up.
Huh.
Oh.
Yeah, and we did do that quite regularly. It was kind of crazy.
That is
But yeah, my sleep schedule was always borked. Oh, but I just couldn't play internet stuff, and I remember that whenever I went to the computer lab, it was Pop Tropico. That's what me and my friend got into.
Uh-huh.
I had one friend who had like a computer class, and they got special access to the computer lab because they worked for a club or something, and they would go in there on the things. And then whenever the whole class went to computer lab, we came in, and this person had like everything on their account, and we're just handing stuff out like candy to the rest of us.
Yeah, I know. Me and my brother, we would occasionally play this game called Arenascape. It was like inspired by RuneScape, but it was an entirely like text-based game.
Oh.
That, like play on your browser. Looking it up, it appears to be very much not existing anymore.
Well, yes.
That makes sense.
It's a
Unfortunately.
fucking miracle that RuneScape still exists.
The other day, so I didn't really like. I wasn't really part of like the Newgrounds movement where they're like, oh man, check out this Flash game. Check out this Flash game. Oh, you haven't played that Flash game? And so the other day, my friend who was kind of part of that like movement of like that was a big part of his childhood.
Movement.
He was like, oh man, that reminds me of Spank the Monkey, and I go, reminds you of what? And he goes, you've never heard of and he's like, sorry, let me rephrase. You've never spanked the monkey? And I'm like, please stop saying that. And he's just like, I have to show you what. And he's like, hold on, I'll share it on Discord. And I'm like, so you're gonna have me watch you spank the monkey? And he's like, yes. And he's trying to like describe it to me, where it's like, it's just a game where you just hit a monkey. And he's telling me the story of like how he's just seeing kids in like the library like loading it up and just like zinging their mouse so hard across like the desk that sometimes like the mouse like fly out of their hand to like hit this monkey harder. And I'm like, what the fuck is this? And he shows it to me, and it's just this like inflatable monkey, and your mouse is this like hand, right? It's the cursor, and the goal is to just swipe to the left as hard as you can with your mouse. And it like,
yes.
and he did it, and he like, Have you spanked
No.
the monkey? Okay, I had to ask.
Well,
I'm familiar with
here's-
this genre of game,
okay,
though.
okay.
What's wild is that you're limited by your upload speed.
I mean, kids don't care about that. I guess I don't know.
Look, flash games were weird. Okay.
Yeah,
It was a little weird because like he would move it around. And he's like, if you look down here, it gives you little like tool tips, and it's just like hit me bad boy, and I'm like, oh no.
Anyway, rip Flash.
This explains a lot about
Uh,
our generation.
Rip
Yeah.
Arenascape too. Rip a lot of those old internet games.
Yeah.
Rip Club Penguin.
Oh man, there were some pretty cool Flash games that I really wish that I got to play more. I'm sure they still exist on the internet. I just don't want to find them, and I don't want to like
Yeah.
subject my computer to that sort of abuse. But there's this old one that was like a BattleBots thing. It was pretty awesome. Like for a Flash game, it was surprisingly complex and like well polished. It was pretty good. Like you actually played as a BattleBot, and you went in and you drove around and you pushed people into like traps and stuff. Yeah.
Interesting. That sounds fun, actually.
Yeah, it was fun as hell.
Before we get too far removed from all the Flash game stuff, and specifically Club Penguin, did you know that there's a reboot server of it?
Oh really?
Oh
I wouldn't
no.
be yeah. Please tell me it's
somebody-
NSFW.
It's definitely not regular SFW. And the
Oh.
reason that I know this is because one of my friends messaged me in the middle. It was like at a weird time. But she goes, "Holy shit. I just got an invite to someone's NSFW Club Penguin server."
Oh.
And I'm like, "I'm sorry, you what?" And she's like, "I have no idea who this person is. I don't know how they found me. They just sent me a message on Discord inviting me to join their Club Penguin server." And this sort of thing happens to her weirdly frequently.
Oh.
Like not that specifically. She must be part of some server, some like this is somebody that I role play with in Final Fantasy. So she must be part of some bigger role play server that people use to like
Find people.
yeah. Whether like she wants to or not, people
Mhm.
probably just like pick random people and message them. But like it happens in Final Fantasy too. Like we were in the middle of a role play and she got a message from someone. I'm trying to remember exactly what it said. It said, oh my god, what was the character's name? I think it was Lisa or something. Because the character says it was a message from a character named Chubby Lisa.
Okay.
And she said, "Hello, it's me, the Princess Chubby Lisa, and I'd like to welcome you to my chubby castle."
What?
Okay.
We were in the middle of something. To put in perspective, we were nowhere near anybody else. We had climbed up a fucking jump puzzle in the middle, in like the very edge of the city that's hard to get to, that most people don't know about, and we're the only people up there. No one can fucking see us. So how this person got her name and messaged her, I have no idea. And she just goes, she replied like asking what it was about,
Mm-hmm.
and then the person replies, never mind.
Oh.
So it must have been like a mistel somehow, but that doesn't make any sense to me. I digress, though.
That's
Very
awkward.
bizarre.
I
It's
mean,
very bizarre.
it could be one of those things of like, oh no, I'm too embarrassed. I take that back. Hold on. No, unless no. Okay, never mind. I'm
JK,
gone.
Unless
It's not like I wanted to invite you to my chubby cast or anything, Baka.
God, the roleplay is weird. Like I'm doing a Discord roleplay with someone right now, and my character is they're having like dinner, and she messaged me in the middle of this, and she goes, "By any chance, is there a jug of water on the table?" And I'm like, why? And of course, me being me, I made the joke of like, "Is your character that thirsty?" And she goes, and then I said, "But actually, I'm a little worried that you're planning on pouring it on my character." And she goes, "I mean, maybe." And I'm
Oh,
like,
I see.
I am very curious how this is going to turn out. Why are you pouring water on me? I haven't done anything. Like, immediately, I
Mhm.
reread my previous post. I'm like, did I say something rude? Like, what is going on here? I think I know where it's going, but there's no guarantees that my character isn't just going to yell at her. So, let's see what happens.
You'll find out.
Yeah, I'll probably find out fucking tomorrow. Oh, never mind. Actually, turns out she just messaged me the next thing that happens.
Surprise.
I was like, I was going to check the time, and I'm like, oh, I have a message from her. Oh! And
Tomorrow is now.
Tomorrow is now. there you have it. I could find out right now whether or not I'm getting water poured on me, but I'm not going to do it. We've gotten distracted, but I guess that's like part of the course.
Yeah. I
Ads.
felt like I really needed to share that my friend was like just like
Spank
the monkey, and he's like, thank you for letting me be the person to introduce you to your first time spanking the monkey. And I'm like, why?
I'm pretty sure that's a
Why?
euphemism.
It totally is.
No, it is because that's what my dad he referred to it as.
Oh,
Yeah.
I see. Well, on that note, wait, where's Valent's glasses?
This individual is currently watching. You know who you are.
You know who you are. You know what you did.
You know what you've done.
Where is my pencil?
I think he got like 270 miles per hour on that slap too. It's pretty nuts.
I don't know.
There's no way that that's real, though.
No, I don't think it is.
I don't know. That's what the game said. But I mean, then again, it's a Flash game.
I mean, you could easily just turn your sensitivity up. Like that I can kind of get.
A Dobby Flash.
Yeah.
Mm.
You just turn your sensitivity up and that's it.
Zing.
I'm gonna grab a pencil, I guess, from the office because I can't find. Wait, I didn't actually look. Here it is.
Ah.
Never mind. We're good.
Solved.
Okay, are we ready to set the scene then?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think so.
Should I
Yeah.
turn off the music or should I leave it on?
Actually,
turn it on.
why don't we? Because now I'm worried and paranoid due to some technical things that happened behind the scenes. I kind of want to stop the recording, check that everything is working correctly, and then start it again. Do you mind if I do that? Because I am a little paranoid.
Sure.
Also, we should probably go without the music on this one, right?
Yeah. I mean, this is a more chill session. It's the obligatory recap is what I've titled it.
Well, we're gonna turn the music off. I'm not too worried about it. I just want to make sure the music is on the recording.
Oh, I see.
But if we're not gonna have music, that's not a big
Okay,
deal.
we could. Yeah, we'll just turn the music off.
Okay, that works.
Mhm.
There we go.
All right.
What?
Well then. So I guess before we actually launch into character. So hello everyone.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
So what we are doing today is we are returning to the Chronicles of Ishurla. So the way that this works is Chronicles of Ishurla is our jointly 4DM ran game of Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. And it's all homebrew. Everything except for classes and basic mechanics and stuff like that. It's all been homebrewed by all of us collaboratively or in our own individual situations. We each have an area that we're kind of in charge of, and then there's the one central area, Cardinal City, that is like the hub of gathering between all of them. Cardinal City is where the SRC, the Shared Response Commission.
Yes.
Yes. That is where the Shared Response Commission is hosted, and that is the adventuring guild, if you would, that we are all a part of.
Yes. Newly founded roughly 5 years ago after numerous failed attempts
Yes.
of wrangling in adventurers. They all fell flat on their faces, but the SRC is the most recent and successful?
Longest lasting?
Not the longest lasting, but the most successful.
Most successful recently, yeah.
Yeah. And it looks like it's probably going to remain successful, not just because of us.
No, I did it. I made it successful.
Yes, it was specifically Alan.
Yeah, it was me.
Alan as a person and not any of his characters.
Yes, it was me. I did it. You're welcome.
So the story behind this land is we are 150 approximately years into its history. This is a world that is kind of closed off from the rest of the world.
Yeah, it actually started off as a portal that opened up in between this and the actual D&D world, and we were just like, well, we're gonna make our own pocket universe.
Yeah,
it's
more
ours.
or less. People sent ships through to explore, and then the portal closed behind them. So this world is kind of its own enclosed thing, and it has its own different sort of mechanics, different way of working. And that is...
It's a pocket universe.
Yeah.
It's its own thing.
More or less.
Yeah, and in the 150 years, people have learned how to be self-sufficient. Numerous organizations have formed, and five distinct cities have sprouted up.
Yes.
Cardinal's been mentioned before, and there's 4 others. And each of it, the way it kind of works out, each of us kind of have domain over each other city, and that's where we GM at. I created the region known as Odemesh.
I created the city of Makarost.
Currently in control of the city of Mazkal.
I like the way that you
Yeah.
said that. Implies that you're not going
Yeah,
to be for long.
it's like he's gonna hate me to pot it off on someone else.
And I'm in charge of Silmesia.
Yeah.
So the way that these sessions work is that the group that we're a part of, the SRC, is located in Cardinal City, which is in literally the center of the map. There's like a whole map, and they're more or less in their own corners, except for Makaros, which is like west. Anyways, Cardinal City is in the center. And we are dispatched from Cardinal City to fulfill various requests in wherever we're needed. So we would go to any of those cities and things like that. And those requests that we're filling are determined by you guys. The way that this works is whenever a campaign has been completed, we post a list of the requests that we have received, the Tellerits, if you would, that are from each of those areas. And you guys get to look at those and decide which concept seems the most interesting. And then you vote on that, and then on the following week, we start playing that. And usually these are short shots. They're not usually one-shots. They're anywhere between 1 to 3 episodes.
Yeah.
They're each kind of like standalone, and we all have a few characters.
Yeah, and we run the gambit of genres. Each of us have our own unique storytelling aspects, and that we like to bring to the table. Sometimes it's goofy, sometimes it's serious, sometimes it's investigations. But yeah, we've already done 1 season of this, and in the last season, a lot of things came to light about our regions, and we kind of really were just feeling out the space, I think.
And some of the last season is on YouTube. You can check that out. You're probably already watching this on YouTube if you are on YouTube.
Or we could just...
In which case, hi YouTube.
Don't...
But if you haven't watched it and you don't feel like watching it, that's what this episode is for.
Yeah, we're going to be touching on everything.
This is the obligatory recap as well as the introduction to season 2. So what we're going to be doing today is soon here we're going to be launching into an in-character discussion where we are going to review approximately what happened last season. We are going to discuss what has happened between then and now, and then we're going to discuss what the plan is moving forward to some degree. And most of this is going to be in character. Most, if not all of it. So, is there anything else that we want to say before we get started?
Other than the fact that all of us, when we play all of us don't play one character. We play numerous that we kind of cycle out depending on party composition that is needed for the mission. So, for example, I have 3 characters that I've played: Denzo, Woolmock, and Frederick. And also we'll be trying to give updates on what happened to them, if we can, if it's relevant to what we want to do.
Yeah. Do people want to introduce their characters as well?
Sure. I'll go next.
I was expecting Albert to go next since we had we went down the line.
Yeah,
we've done the line before.
Do you want to go before me or?
Okay.
Today
We're
professionals.
I will be playing Cremshaw.
We're asking about the characters that you play, not
the
introducing
characters.
Their
Okay.
Were you even paying attention?
Yeah, I didn't realize we were going through all the. Okay, it's fine. Yeah, so I play 2 characters. I play Cremshaw and Malmira. I think I might have had a 3rd character at one point, but I have forgotten.
If you did have one, they were never introduced.
Yeah, I think I've only played the 2.
Yeah.
So I have 3 characters, one of which has never really been used because it's never really been necessary, but they've been existing.
If they haven't been introduced, then don't worry about introducing them right now.
They're running around. But the 2 that we have been introduced with is Horatio, the scholarly but also cowardly druid. That's who I'll kind of be playing as today. He'll be our representative for the SRC branch of Mazkal. And the other character is Frog, a very espionage-focused stealth character, the halfling rogue that likes to throw darts.
And I play as Valwyn, who I'm playing today, who is a half-elf scholar, a little pompous. I love her. And Snapdragon Fern, who is a halfling fighter, but if you ask her, she's a mage, and she will never tell you otherwise.
Just realized that I just kind of listed names, like name dropping them
That's
like
fine.
like an asshole. Yeah, and to go over my characters again, it's the one that I'm primarily gonna be playing today is gonna be, and also my personal favorite character is Denzo of Hilkar. He's a bugbear paladin that dipped into a bit of warlock during the last season. Real old guy, and his whole deal is that he's a veteran fighter that just came out of paralysis. Like, he legit almost died and started off as level 3 when we started.
I think so.
Yeah, and over the course of the adventure, he slowly grew his powers back again. I also play Wuldmok Molt, who is he's a human, he's a half-orc fighter wizard who comes from a prestigious family of the Hilkar Valley, which is near Odmesh, who has aspired to be better and essentially became like a volunteer firefighter, and then eventually joined the SRC. And then lastly was Frederick Brightstrike, which was on some sort of underground cult for a long time. But yeah, I didn't really play him as much.
Yeah, and then today I'll be
Kind of a
playing.
nice-
We already talked about yours.
Alan went back and doubled up on his.
Well, that's because I just dropped names and then you guys elaborate on
Yeah.
details, and I'm like, oh, I'm supposed to want to elaborate on details? Okay, I'll go over that again.
All right. Okay.
No, we can go again. Let's do it again. All over again. Hima's here now.
Hi, Hema. Welcome to the shit show. Yeah, so that's basically each of our characters, and we're gonna do like proper introductions for the ones that we are playing right now with like descriptions. Whenever a character is going to be first introduced into season 2, we'll go over like a brief character description and everything to set the scene. But that being said, shall we launch into this one?
Yeah,
let's
I'm
do
fine
it.
with it.
All right. So the scene that we are setting is we're in Cardinal City, as you can see. We are specifically in the SRC building,
Which is located on the north side of the mountain, where near the capital, right? Not the slums in the port.
Yes, it is
Yeah.
in the capital.
Okay.
It is. Oh, I see what you're saying. Near the capital.
Yeah.
Yes, near like the Capitol building.
Yeah, because Cardinals split up into 2 spaces.
Yes, it is divided by a mountain range. But we are on the north side of the mountain range. That is correct. So specifically, we are in the SRC building, and the area that we are in is a meeting room of sorts. There's there's one table with several chairs scattered around it, and sitting at the head of the table is Valwyn, a half-elf scholar. She has on her glasses and she's taking notes as she prepares for everybody to join her for the meeting. That's the position.
And we're all gathering around this conference table of sorts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah. That hunched over in a big ass robe. You see a bundle hunched over like a pile of notes, and he has on leather armor and a cloak covering it that's been tattered and worn. But when you kind of zoom in on him, he has a headband. That's one of those headbands that has like a movable monocle that's on it, and he's kind of like doing that so he can actually have like a one reading glass that he's kind of looking through. He's adjusting it while reading his notes. Is a sort of peppered old bugbear standing about. If he were to stand up, he would probably be around like 7'2" But right now he's hunched over in the normal chair, gathering some notes, opening some manila folders that have a lot of blacked out sections, as he sort of mumbles to himself and waits for everyone else to settle in.
All right, and Cramshaw, who I am playing, he is sitting opposite of Denzo. He is a half orc. He recently was under house arrest, but has been allowed to actually go outside on his own free will. Kind of because of the situation that we will be talking about today.
And in through the door comes a very very heavily cloaked man, or dwarf rather, and along him, or rather following him, is a trail of dust and sand. And this dwarf removes his hood, and it reveals to be a very, very hairy, very, very dusty dwarf. And he pulls out his notebook and he's like, sorry, I am late. Traveling was not great. We ran into a dust storm, and yeah, sorry. And he just kind of like awkwardly scrambles and like sits down in the chair next to Cremshaw.
Oh, it's fine. We haven't been waiting for long. Don't worry about it. Well, since
This is
everyone's
fine.
here,
Yes, shuffle my nuts away. Yeah, I'm ready to begin. Is this, everyone are waiting for Valwyn?
yes, this is everyone that we are going to have for this particular meeting today.
Alright.
Thank you all for making the journey here. I really appreciate it. So, I know that we've all been in our own corners, if you would, for some time.
Yes, it's been a while since I've seen the lots of you.
Yes, everything has been particularly interesting since, everything. Real fast. I realized that I probably should have mentioned. We have a note taker here, and I didn't even think to mention that before. There's a halfling sitting next to Valwyn. This is going to be our note taker for the day. So if you wouldn't mind elucidating everything nice and clearly to make sure that we have everything on official record, which is why we're going to be going over many things, even though all of us lived through it. Our notes here have not.
Question. Some of these things may be sensitive information. That's we're still good to
Yes.
good.
Yes.
I believe that's why we're in the middle of the SRC building, an arcane closed meeting room.
Just doesn't hurt to ask
Yes.
a third time.
However, we do need to have official records that cover everything, unfortunately, as each of you are aware, given you have your own notes.
And especially since the four of us have been taking more leadership things, a lot of old information that was previously kept hidden from us have come to light. I'm sure the old records are filled with a lot of things that are not right anymore.
Yes, that is something I've been working to rectify. But, nonetheless, before anyone asks, yes, Commissioner Tassis is doing all right. He is not deceased or anything.
Just in a coma.
Yes, more or less. He is stable, which is good. And as each of you know, I've had to take over some of his responsibilities, which I'm not complaining about, but I do wish him well. So if you want to write that down, yes.
Yeah.
So the best place to begin is the beginning, I suppose, or rather with the incident in which we last saw each other. Does anyone have anything in particular they would like to say?
Are you talking about the last mission?
Yes, the last mission, particularly the arcane wave that went out, for lack of a better term.
If I recall correctly, we were in Silmesia. Last I saw was me, Cremshaw, and was it Horatio?
Which incident are we referring to?
No, the one in Cardinal.
Oh, okay. That's what I.
We ran. I DM'd it, but it was in
Yeah.
Cardinal City.
Yeah, okay then.
Yes.
It's been a while,
Oh, no worries.
and I fell off. I fell off of a sky canoe a while ago, so I think my brain got a little bit of fuddled memory there.
I do recall a distinct amount of brain damage that was sustained during that
I
time.
believe you had a concussion.
Oh, it healed right up. That concussion went right away.
That's how concussions work.
Yes, they do.
Wait, is it?
No, that was... Never mind. You don't have to worry about writing down any of the sarcastic quips. Well, okay. I guess we'll go over my findings first then. So with regards to exactly what happened during this strange arcane pulse, we're not entirely sure still, which is concerning. But the short version is there was a psychic pulse that had gone out, and it affected the entire continent. As some of you might recall, there was an influx of requests of concern from all the various cities across the entirety of Ishurla who were looking for SRC aid. Now, at the time, we were a little indisposed, being we were dealing with everything in Cardinal.
And the fact that our leadership structure got completely paralyzed by lots of people. About a fair amount of our leadership just deciding to go to sleep.
Actually, many of this is new to me. I was when it first happened, I had this pretty severe symptoms.
Yes. I do recall a lot of yes. Many of us were affected. Much of the SRC in general was. And most people have recovered, but considering Commissioner Tassus is still out of commission, for lack of a better phrase, the effects are long-lasting. And there is still a significant portion of people, approximately 15% of those who had been affected, who went into sustained comas. Of that 15%, approximately 5%, I think, are still in comas, something like that.
And an unknown quantity of them as well to begin manifesting non-arcane powers. It was very weird. I read that report, and you guys all.
What did you think of it?
I thought it was weird. I only got to the abstract, and then my eyes glazed over.
Yes, well, the abstract is only the first 7 pages, so
yeah,
I'm sure you can get through the other 30.
I'll try. I'll try on the blimp ride back to Udmesh.
Regardless, do you have anything to add, Horatio?
That appears to sum up a lot of the phenomenon. However, what we are sure of is that the Cardinal City obviously wasn't the only one affected, and it seems to have perhaps acted as a catalyst, affecting a lot of the other smaller cities surrounding Cardinal as well. So not only are the populations of Ishurla affected, the environment itself and a lot of the other factors seems to be changing, and I believe that's a large reason why we were gathered to protect this.
It also seems to have marked a flagged a significant spike in strange happenings in the outer skirts of our society.
Yes, and that is precisely, like Horatio said, that is precisely why we are here. It has been, 3 months, approximately?
Feels like a lifetime.
Yeah, that would be
does.
correct. 3 months.
It has been approximately 3 months since we've been able to have any sort of meeting like this, and of course we've been sending notes back and forth, but this is a formality to ensure that everyone has received all of the information that is available. So, I might as well start with Cardinal. Cardinal is mostly unchanged, with the exception of the population having developed modifications, the non-arcane power that Horatio spoke of. And of course it's not everyone, but it is been strange that a small population of them have developed this. The SRC as a whole has seen a marked influx of requests, first off, and second, interest actually in aiding the situation at hand. We've seen a significant increase in membership, although much of them are still in training, given it's only been 3 months. And in fact, we have had several new members join us who have developed these powers.
I'm sure that they have a name for it.
I'm sure that there's a name for it, or there will be a name for it if there is not one already. But as it stands right now, these powers are beginning to be studied and understood.
We just call them weirdos over in Odmesh.
Well, that is a
non-offensive categorization in the works.
Yeah, it's not we call them on paper though. But.
Yes, well, it's all a work in progress. We'll figure it out. But that is not our job to decide. It's a higher power's job to decide.
I suppose it's society at large.
Yes.
I'm sure they'll
Anywho.
come up with a weird thing of these psychic powers of some sort
Yes, perhaps.
eventually.
I could just
People with
We-
telekinetic powers.
we could just use those words now.
Yeah, we
I think we can just use those words.
we can combine them. We can call them psionics, or
Perhaps it's an interesting
Tele-
concept, but like
or
I said,
telepath.
this is not the purpose of this discussion. The purpose of this discussion is not to parse semantics. The purpose of this discussion is to inform of what has occurred in the world at large. And speaking of, Cardinal City is doing all right. The SRC has seen an increase.
I was actually wondering if there was any whisperings on the tunnels that go underneath the mountain and their protectors. Have they reacted at all, or?
Yes. Many of them. There have been a variety of reactions among the nomics.
The Nomic, that's what they're
Yes,
called.
that is what we call the automaton that seem to manage some of the old tunnels underneath Cardinal and much of the continent. We've had a variety of reactions from them. Some of them have secluded themselves, and we've not seen some specific specimens that we have been tracking in some time. Others have become highly territorial, which has been problematic.
That's interesting. Well, I'm sure that the eggheads that in research will elaborate more on that later.
Yes, there's been some interesting developments with regards to a lot of that. There's a lot to consider.
Yes, a lot of things, and I'm sure that a lot of this will have to be done through reports, and a lot of this is half baked. So in ongoing investigations, I'm not confident
Yes.
in saying that it's fact now.
Yes, but we can talk about what has occurred leading
Yes.
up to now. And I think that is the most important place to start. So with regards to that, you guys know already what's gone on in the SRC. But within Silmesia has been a different matter. Now, I have not been overseeing that research specifically, unfortunately, because I have been here, trapped very much in Cardinal, but I have received word from what I can. And the word is that Silmesia is vastly uninterested in the SRC's help. Which concerns me, as you all know, that is where I grew up, that's where I studied. And they've always had a very interesting perspective. But never did I expect that they would close themselves off like
Yeah,
this.
so Mesia has a great relations with Odmesh, specifically the Arcane College's partnership. Have they also closed off partnership with the Arcane Institute?
It's not that they've closed off per se. There's still a flow of information from what I gather. But the biggest thing that we've noticed with regards to Silmesia as a whole is they've become rather insular. They don't seem to trust so much of, which I mean was already a significant portion of their culture. Self-sufficiency is very important to Silmesians. Anyways, regardless, they have not entirely cut off communication. But as of late, we've been receiving more hostility, if that makes sense. Specifically with regards to any of our agents who have been out there. They haven't necessarily been injured. There's been no overt incidents, but they've reported a distinct lack of information flowing to them, even from contacts that had been previously correct. And unfortunately, a vast part of this seems to be coming from the college itself, which, as you all know, the head of the college has controlled the city more or less. She's
I mean,
rather
it's one massive university more
Yes.
than anything.
Yes. She has vastly controlled much of the flow of information, and it would seem that there's been some sort of disconnect there that is still under investigation. But that is the brief version of what's going on in those two locations.
Anything specific about their previous revelations regarding the indigenous quote unquote the thing? Hold on. Who was it? I look around. Denza actually looks around, racking his memory. Who in this room was part of that mission where we found the dryads? It was me, Valwyn.
Yeah,
Valen wasn't there.
Valwyn wasn't
that
there.
was me.
It was Yep.
Mhm.
Was it Krendra? No, it was
No,
Malmira.
It was Malmira.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, oh yeah. I didn't look at Crenshaw. Did he? I'm leaning real close to Valwyn. Did he? Can I talk about this?
Yes, of course.
All right. Yeah. The dryads that we found in the Silmesian forest. Any word on them?
Well, there seem to have been a few sightings since then, but nothing particularly significant as far as word that has come to us. See, this is part of the problem that we're running into. They've become so insular that they are refusing to tell us much of their information, which is something we're going to have to attend to soon. When last we heard, nothing had become particularly aggressive with regards to the dryads. The biggest thing that had changed is really the flora, more so than the fauna, which you both have been there. Cremshaw has not had the distinct honor of getting to visit.
Everything and anything wanting to kill you. Most of it
Yes.
fungus that decides it wants to eat you.
It's fascinating and also terrifying, but fascinating.
Absolutely fascinating. I'm glad we were of the same mind.
No.
It has become slightly more aggressive in that regard. More species have cropped up, but information has waned rather than waxed with regards to all of that. I believe there's a chance that mayhaps some individuals from Macross might have heard some stuff since their forests are connected, but I suspect they're rather engaged in their own dealings right now.
Macross has a multitude of its own problems right now. First of which,
And they didn't before.
well, yeah, fair enough.
Yes, Macross is.
Macross is a bundle and a half.
First of which, around shortly after the pulse, the existence of the Schlachtinian glade became
What?
The what?
it's that coral stuff.
Oh, that's what the techies are calling them.
It's the name that we've been able to find.
I see.
The existence of it has become more common.
Oh, you're talking
knowledge.
about that crazy blood stuff that
Yes.
oh fuck.
Yes.
The knowledge of its existence has become more widely spread, mostly because it has become very difficult to ignore.
Wait, what do you mean?
Well, first of all, it has seemed to have proliferated in certain areas, and it has also seemed to have affected more people. There are a good number, well, not a good number, a small portion of the population, about, I'd say, 2 or 3%, based on my rough calculations, have been directly afflicted by it. They have had to have been, many of them have had to be isolated, as it seems to make people very violent. It is a situation that is being actively monitored. That, in addition to the fact that many community leaders, as well as the Florencers, which are, those who are not aware, the family in charge of many communities and many hospitals, have been afflicted in higher numbers compared to others, which the exact cause we are still investigating, because it is a very strange idea that a disease, this is what we're calling it for now, would affect a specific family in particular. That is bizarre.
Perhaps it's genetic?
No. Once had an uncle that was blind in the left eye. Had a kid blind in the right. Weird, right?
Do they perhaps eat at the same breakfast table?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Well, no, because they are spread throughout the region.
definitely not the same breakfast table then.
In addition, the violence in the region has increased independently of that. Many areas have become cut off, and there are rumors of potential secession.
I mean,
Oh.
Makaros in general was already hard to navigate, just being half of it being in the fucking mountains and in the middle of the Ironwood.
It's true.
Exactly. So, with so many small, isolated communities, many of them are considering options that would cut them off from each other.
Yeah.
And it's making, combined with the appearance of more violent wildlife, transportation in the region has become even more difficult.
Perhaps with the idea of this self quarantine between the different settlements in Makaros, that might not be such a bad idea.
Especially considering how dangerous the glade was when we saw it.
But it definitely makes things hard for us to go out and help. So I'm a little conflicted as to what to do about that.
Indeed.
In terms of politics, who's running the show now? Because before,
Well, some remaining members of the Florensters who have not gone crazy are still in charge, as well as wow, I need to names.
It's okay. I totally forgot the
Yeah.
name. I forgot the name of the lady who's running the college.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here going,
that's why I went crazy with notes right before, because I knew I was gonna forget names.
well, I forgot that I like didn't even think about it. I reviewed stuff and I was like, yeah, we're good to go. I didn't even think to look at her name in particular.
Yeah.
And the thing is I remember a name, but I don't think the name that I'm remembering is hers. I think I'm remembering the founder's name.
Yeah.
Anyways.
And the members of the Gathrin family who had been in charge of many of the smaller communities, many of them have also been afflicted by the glade, and they are also more or less different groups are carving out their own spheres of control within the region, and it is becoming more and more likely that those spheres of influence will begin to conflict with each other.
Hello, well dang it.
It is quickly. I have been consulting with Trill Millen, who is the director of the branch in Makarost. It is of her opinion that is becoming increasingly likely that some sort of direct intervention may be needed soon. I don't exactly know what form that would take. That is still in the works.
Okay. Suppose I can go next. So the happenings in Odmesh has been rather dense in terms of how fast things changed. Immediately after the Pulse, our government, which is primarily ran by the Odmesh militant group with the council that includes the public sector, decided that they would take action immediately. Though the militants locked down everything. Shortly after, political movements happened and backdoor dealings occurred, and suddenly there was a coup of sorts led by the Odmesh Department of the Arcane Research. That was spear pointed by Andrea Malt. I believe we met her. White hair,
Yes.
missing an arm. Yes, she has since become the first minister and is acting with the absolute control. And the reason for the coup is citing preparation for some for something to come. There's been rather sudden and surprisingly non-violent on their end. However, the disposed militant leaders that of the old government did not go quietly, if that makes sense. A fair amount of them took some soldiers and supplies and absconded into the night. And that's well and all for the SRC because we don't really deal with internal politics. However, underneath the new arcane governance, they've requested that certain people be not allowed to lead the SRC branch office, if that makes sense. Some militant sympathizers and the SRC elected to say no to that, and they put their own person in. But it's been rocky here and there. But up until the last 3 months, we've been working with just ensuring that the population of Odmesh is kept out of harm's way from all the violence, prioritizing citizen safety more than anything. However, in the last couple of months, we've been requested to act on behalf of the military and in a non-partisan manner, if that makes sense.
Interesting. So they're effectively using the SRC as mercenaries.
Yes, but the missions that we're accepting are primarily humanitarian in nature. Specifically in regards to sending aid where the presence of the Odmesh military is unwanted, if that...
Interesting.
That's at the very least. We've elected in the office to elect a new captain that's viewed favorably by the new cabinet. The old members are still in play. I'm sure all you remember Sergeant Hector. He's a lieutenant now, actually.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, I mean he's my boss essentially. We also have Lieutenant Klein that also has been recently brought in, old military advisor in the Odmesh military, but she does a lot of the actual ground stuff. But yeah, in regards to that, a lot of the families and everything's in turmoil. Last month specifically has gotten rather violent. First 2 months up until now were like 1 or 2 riots here or there. A couple of warehouses being sieged and taken, really located. Death toll probably in the dozens at most. However,
that's still a lot only for a few months.
Yeah, but the isolated skirmishes, and a few accidents in the riots, I suppose. But the last month has been significantly more, let's say, unfortunate. There appears to be unfaithful actors acting on some sort of agenda, accomplishing God knows what. But there's so many players and unknowns, and the Hilkar Valley stretches far. It's not really known who's doing what, but it seems that the government is preparing for just to lock down everything. And I fear that they've also been cutting off long contracts with other cities, specifically in their supply chain of weapons and armaments and metals and resources to other cities, which is of concern.
Do you have any information on whether or not they'll be doing that with Silmesia? Considering their...
The Arcane Cabinet has favorable relationships, but all of that's kept behind back doors, and the SRC doesn't know much about the relations. And if I imagine they're still communicating on some regards. The shipments that do go out are ordinarily by way of boat.
Is that all we have as far as
Yes. Also the relationships with the tribes. Bad.
Well.
They were good with the old government, but now that the government's in turmoil, the Moot has lost faith in our ability to lead ourselves and have decided to isolate themselves once again.
Well, that is several steps backwards then in many regards.
Yeah. Although the technology that they shared with us has been implementing by the Arcane Research Division, but they've been keeping that secret to themselves. Although it was revealed that SRC was able to reveal that they do indeed have two arcane warships built.
That is concerning.
Yes. We don't know what they do. We don't know what they're meant for. but they have them.
Hmm.
Oh, another thing of note is the Illithan Plateau has been a lot. There's been a significant and noticeable increase in size, ferocity, and bravery of the local wyverns specifically. It's luckily they have not come into the Hillcar Valley proper where Odmesh resides, but up on the plateau we've been seeing increasing. They've been increasing in size.
But they might.
They might venture to the valley once food runs out on the plateau, I suppose.
It is in fact concerning.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps they're planning on using those arcane, I believe, warships to prepare to help prevent or remove some of these
No.
these flying. No. Oh,
That would be the optimistic view
That's
of it.
optimistic.
I'm just trying to remain optimistic and hope that they don't point those at us. Yeah.
Yeah. The new governing body has been less than forthcoming with information on that regard, but they seem to be prepping for something. They're shoring up resources and selecting who they talk to, if that makes sense. Burning a lot of bridges along the way.
Concerning. Well. And how about Mazcall?
Yes. Whereas it sounds like generally a lot of the other cities are starting to close their doors. We're finding that Mazcall is actually experiencing a lot of the opposite. A lot of the tourists and other general people who I guess would normally travel to some of the other cities, I suppose, are choosing to come to Mazcall for one reason or another, either permanently or just for a vacation, much needed in these times of much stress, which I guess I suppose I can understand. Generally, Mazcall City as a whole is experiencing a large boom in tourism, as previously stated. Additionally, they're also seeing a lot of natural or unnatural, I suppose, phenomena that the Druid Circle is investigating out into the deserts and the wilds.
Even more than those strange crystals that we had experienced before.
Correct. Let me allow me to draw it out for you. And he takes off his jacket, right? And he goes up to the nearest wall and just slaps his jacket onto the wall, revealing a fine layer of just dust. And he proceeds to just kind of start drawing on it with his finger. And so prior. Yes.
Continue.
Okay. So as you know, we are experiencing a large amount of, similar to what they're seeing in Udmesh. They're seeing large, or they're seeing the local fauna start to become more aggressive, but we're also seeing cases of gigantism of already known species and the emergence of previously unknown species. I'm sure some of you have already experienced a little bit of that. So the Druid Circle, as well as the Hunters Guild, is looking into researching and also suppressing them as they get closer to the city. Anywho, additionally to that, and those sparse cases of those, there is one of note out there that is currently being investigated by, and the investigation team is being led by Elder Tumblebush and his companion Archie.
Yes, Archie.
Yes. There is a large, I suppose you would call it a sand whirlpool in the desert, and it's not static. It's moving. And that's why we're a little nervous about that.
Like the sand shark.
Yeah.
Sand whirlpool.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
It's not moving very fast, granted, but generally when you see things like that in sinkholes and other such things, they don't tend to move.
Have people tried
No,
throwing
they
things into it?
Yeah, the Hunters Guild really likes to throw their large spears at things. Nothing has really come up out of that. They've tried to throw like harpoons and other things to see if they can dredge back up, and
They find the bottom of it.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Weird.
Yeah,
Hmm.
it's a little weird. And he like kind of gestures back to his wall as he's like drawing. It's like, and so continuing off of that, what we do know about the developments with the crystals and such things underneath Mazcall, Valen, I'm sure you're familiar with the those residents, I suppose.
Yes.
They're doing well. With you here, we needed to establish a new, I suppose, liaison to establish communication between them, and
How's it going? How are they all doing?
they're doing well.
Good.
Yep, they're making some progress as to figuring out a way home and just how to just generally coexist. And
Well, please send them my regrets for being unable to continue my research with them. I was
Oh.
so rudely pulled away for other things, and now my place is here.
I will pass that on. We were working on
I don't think I read this report. You're referring to...
there are a small population of I'm not entirely sure what we would call this species, but it's certainly not. It is humanoid ish. I guess it'd be closer to dwarves, but
Gremlins almost.
yeah,
Troll-like?
No.
they are interesting. And
yes.
you may have the chance to speak with one, as we were currently trying to work on getting one Iolite Jones his kind of like citizenship, so he may travel and converse with us without having to go so far.
Iolite and his strange prehensile hair.
Yep. He's very proud of that, and he's gotten more than a few offers from investing merchants to give him a haircut.
Yes, the rope market must be running strong.
Especially rope that is made out of like gold and such. Anywho, they're doing great, which is good. The rest of Mazcall City, it's a little bit debatable. Sure, we're going through a large economic boon. However, with all that money going around, we're seeing a large influx of gang fighting
Oh.
that has arisen in the past 3 months. So usually the druid skill or the druid circle is in charge of keeping the general peace with the militant force, or rather martial force, of the Hunters Guild. But with their attention outward and trying to make sure that the city is safe from outside issues, the conditions, they're a little bit stretched thin, and that's where the SRC has been kind of coming in that moment of absence. We've been kind of asked to be like policing forces or investigators in such cases. And things. And it's rumors are saying that it's one of the sides of this conflict is the source can be found in the Forum, as it's called, which is more of a area of gladiatorial combat run by one Ithranel Gemini. Yes, and the moves that they've been making, it seems, they are accelerating the number of exhibitions, as they'll call it, but they're just fights. So they're really raking it in with all of the many tourists in which that they are able to siphon money from. So nothing terribly illegal, I don't think. Anyway,
'tis but a show, I suppose, from her perspective.
yeah. So that's fine. It's just when gang fights start happening and just violence in the streets is when it really kind of falls on to us. And so the other side of that conflict, unfortunately, we aren't super sure. We have rumors that there's, with all of the economic boon, a recent casino has risen up in a different part of Mazcall. And rumor has it on the street that that's the kind of hideout, if you will, of the other opposing force of the kind of gang conflict that's happening in Mazcall.
Interesting.
And so he like kind of draws out this circle and he divides it in half. So previously, on paper, Mazcall is governed by the Hunters Guild, the militant force, and then you have the kind of mysticism and political control from the Druid Circle, and then he like kind of erases that and slaps his kind of coat back onto it to like erase it, which is just to reset the dust, and then he draws it again. But then we have the introduction of Ithranel's form, and he divides the circle again into 3, and then he slaps it again. It's like, but now with the large influx of money, we're seeing that the powers that are possibly and probably kind of vying for control of Mazcall right now are between the Druid Circle, the Hunters Guild, Ithranel's Forum, and this casino. And yeah. And we've been getting a couple complaints from the casino. Some people are just mad that they lost their money, I suppose. But yeah, nothing outright illegal. Just gambling.
Mayhaps we should have hosted this in a room with a whiteboard.
Yeah. That's
Am I gonna have to clean that?
I'm not.
No.
He just kind of sits back down.
Right. Well. Right, well.
You know, I keep chalk on me.
We have
But then I would have had to.
paper,
Uh,
pens, or civilized.
Oh, right. I had my notebook, and he like pulls it out, and it's like it's like dust stained, right?
Yes, right. I
Sorry,
see.
I a lot of
It's-
presentations.
Fine. We're moving on now. Well, now that we've each given our reports as to what has been happening, I suppose the consideration is vastly what is going to happen now. Although I would like to propose a brief break to get refreshments, drinks.
Great. I'm gonna go and use the little the little dwarf's room. He, like,
Little
kinda-
Jor's room?
dwarf's room. He just kind of gets up and waddles out.
All right.
I'm proposing this as a break in character.
No,
as well,
I get
so
it. No, I get it. I'm staying in character. I don't know who the fuck you guys are.
All right.
This is me and Denzo. This is the
I'll be right
Denzo hour. It's gonna be the Denzo 5 minutes. How's it going,
The
guys?
Denzo 5. The
Wow.
Denzo Zone.
The voice I'm using for Denzo, actually, I could actually imagine being like a late night host, being like, "Hey there, guys, welcome to 5 p.m. radio, where your drive home is gonna be a weird ASMR mix,
Is this
and we're gonna be playing some smooth jazz."
is this how you've been making money? Like on the side?
Yeah,
Side gig?
it's my side gig.
Actually, typically, like the weird smooth jazz is
Yeah,
like
right.
late hours at like you're driving home randomly from a thing at like 11 p.m.
Yeah, and then the smooth jazz comes on, and you're like, "Whoa, this is too sexy for this car." I'm alone in the car, and for some reason, I just feel like gyrating my hips.
Just like, oh man, I'm alone in this car. Am I alone in this car? I like looks in the seat behind me. Yep, I'm alone. Unless there's a ghost in here. Hey, ghost.
welcome
You like
to
jazz?
welcome to Weirdly Intimate Radio, where you're never truly alone.
I'm right behind you. I'm just like, oh,
I'm right behind you.
ghost. I love jazz. All right, and it's just like the new buddy cop film, where it's just it's a cop and the ghost of his previous partner. It's Ghost Cop.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Weirdly Intimate Radio, and now 30 minutes of weird breathing.
Oh no!
Oh no, no, please, God no. The mics are too good for this.
Oh no! Because like that was the song I died to, and my car crashed into the wall.
Man, I feel like I should have given more detail in mine, but I just had so much. I don't want to like overwhelm everyone with just an exposition dump.
That's okay.
Yeah.
That's kind of what we're doing today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just like boom, there it is on the wall. Wow, dust and sand.
I mean, if I go into too much detail, I suppose it becomes just information garbage, right? You kind of got to pick and choose.
I think it's just if you're able to like convey it in a way that's like segmented, or it's like with like you talk about it and then you kind of go over recaps like, okay, so in brief,
Yeah.
this and this happened. I don't know. It's just like so sometimes it's a bit easier to do it, to understand things if it's like compartmentalized, right? So it's like, okay, I have to remember 4 things. What are those 4 things? Right, there's this one. I'm missing 2. What were those other 2? Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah. I just sort of like have a overarching thing. I just sort of information garbage, and I know the whole world in my
whose
brain.
familiar is this?
And I go, bah, latte, look a latte.
That's mine.
There's you guys may want to think about having an in-character mode image, so you know you're in character. That's
That's
actually
kind of what the overlay is for generally.
I mean, but we don't actively like
Yeah.
flip it on, right?
We have some type of like hat. It's like, yes, I'm in character.
Bowen, is this your familiar? I've never seen it before.
Oh, that is not a good place.
Oh, no.
Kelser, it's not a good
She shouldn't turn
Good
dials.
place to rub.
Oh wait, no, actually she might. All right, guys, if our audio goes all borked, she's rubbing right up against all of the audio equipment.
Now it's time for Latte Radio.
Dude, Latte is gonna become a mixed artist. Look at this. She's probably turning one of us up and down.
This is ridiculous.
I don't think she's actually she doesn't look like she's turning anything off. I think we're good.
I'm gonna
We'll
record a
see.
video of Latte doing this.
Yeah.
That's me. Let's see. Oh,
Everyone takes out their phones to take a picture of Latte.
To
oh
take
no,
it-
I was
yes.
getting a call. Oh. Okay, cat.
See? Content.
Content.
Maybe I should train the camera specifically on her so you can
Peak
just see her.
content.
We just sit here and we talk about Latte.
Whose familiar is this? Why are they in this room?
Yeah. I mean,
Oh, this room is magically sealed.
I don't know. I don't know. Alright. If you are someone's familiar, blink twice. It just yawned at me.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean.
I don't know either.
Well, she's not my familiar.
Not mine.
I'm a druid.
We're kind of our own familiar.
I thought
Yes.
druids could have familiars. All right,
I mean,
apparently I'm wrong.
I mean, we can. I mean, usually those are just called pets, but you know.
yeah, I once had a dog that followed me around for a week.
Yeah.
Then I found that it was just because I had a bundle of food stuck in my fur.
It'll do it.
A week.
Yeah, it was not a good week.
I see. Well, we might as well take this opportunity to get back on track then.
Yeah. So,
An in-character mode would be interesting. Oh, this is also the only we don't usually do D&D like this.
Yeah,
this
we
is
would-
a special thing.
yeah.
Yeah, normally when we do D&D, it's easier to tell.
Yeah. Because we're describing more scenes. This one's just more static because we're just in a single room.
Yeah, we're not like there's not combat for this. There's not rolls for this.
We're
This
not-
is just kind of free
We're
form.
not moving
Unless
locales.
combat theme starts. Does anyone else hear that combat music?
Why do I hear?
Does that sound
boss
like
music?
yeah? Does that sound like boss music to you? Oh, I remember the other thing I was gonna do. Sorry.
Cat's like, hello. Say hello, cat. Or not. If you're someone who's polymorphed, blink twice.
No, she blinked once.
She blinked once. I don't think she's polymorphed. Okay.
Okay.
Oh, no, it is a second blink.
Oh no, she has to do it like in quick
Yeah,
succession.
I
That's
don't
how
know.
that works.
No, she was asking for help. What the fuck are you talking about?
Oh, she hears the crinklies because I grabbed a York mint because I wanted candy. She hears it.
If you're just a cat that is somehow able to get past our defenses, blink twice. I don't think the
She's
cat would admit
unblinking.
to that, honestly. So I was just trying to see if it would work.
Cat, hello.
Does that? I think she wants the candy.
Well, she's not going to get any.
Oh God.
She's
Wait.
starting to get tangled in the cable.
Wait,
Yes,
is
lick
it-
your asshole on television.
Is this the note taker's familiar? Is that a thing?
Is she?
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
Just giving a head nod over there.
that explains a lot, I suppose.
Interesting. Why are you still writing notes? We're just talking about the cat.
I think they're just drawing the cat.
Are they just recording us talking about their cat?
Albert has spent hundreds of dollars on toys for this cat.
Oh.
And unfailingly, hundreds of dollars.
I think I've seen
It's
her play
true.
more with like chopsticks.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
loves pencils. If she sees a pencil, she will go crazy for it. What is she doing?
Just chilling out.
No, you made her move. I wanted to get a picture of that.
Just laying like a normal person.
Hey, cat, come here.
Yeah, you. Thanks. Cool. Hmm.
I'm gonna be honest, note taker. You have a weird familiar.
The halfling nods. All right.
All right.
So what else is on the agenda for this meeting?
Well, the plans for the future.
Ah, yes.
Oh, also, there was a lot of stuff that I kind of left out. I have reports for them if you want them, but they're detailed and not necessarily.
Being rude, cat.
I am actually bleeding.
Oh.
Yep. Okay. Cat.
I didn't realize her
Fucking
nails
hurts.
got that sharp. I'm sorry.
Be right back.
Latte, you drew blood.
Easy put down. Like a dog.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
how it
fair
works for
enough.
dogs. Once they taste blood, they know where they can get it. They know it tastes good.
Oh,
No, I'm just looking at the cat.
We're looking at Latte. We're admiring her.
Yeah,
Mhm.
lot. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what content we have to make. We have all the content right here.
Yeah, why do we need to bring up and be entertaining when?
fine.
Oh,
All
fuck!
right, okay.
God damn it, Latte!
We are safe.
Now we gotta do work.
The beast is away.
I think the dials are all unmoved. I don't think she managed to.
No,
move
no,
any
she
of them.
didn't.
Okay.
Okay, good.
She didn't move anything. Although there was probably some fuzzy interaction when she was rolling all over it. Yeah. I didn't see it spiking that much, so I don't think it
Nah.
was bad. Man, so I mentioned this in the comments before. Like, the interesting thing I like about Ishurla is that since we're all co-DMing, it's interesting because we don't want to step on each other's toes in terms of like assuming things about stories that we're telling in each other's worlds. You know what I mean? And we're still leaving room for how our cities are interacting with each other, right? And it's interesting because I think sometimes we ask probing questions of like, "Hey, there's this thing that impacts my city. Did that anything happen with that?" You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And we're just like tiptoeing around it. And like in our world building process, I know that me and Don have a few like related stuff that between like the Arcane Research Group and the Samicia College, and like, you know, like me and Don didn't really mention anything about it. We just were like, didn't you do something? You know what I mean?
There's a lot of like things that like that will require like, oh, I should ask so and so about this,
Yeah.
just in case.
Yeah, but there's a lot of like breathing room in this world, and I think the storytelling of it is really interesting because it makes everyone, because we're also players, right? It would be one thing if we were 4 DMs, we were GMing for a group of people, but we could all, you know,
Mhm.
be in the know about stuff. But we're also the players, so that means that we kind of can't, or we hold off on it because we want to make sure that the playing experience is entertaining as well. You know.
We want some of it to be a surprise.
Yeah,
and some of it
exactly.
to, you know, you have to be careful about information, about giving some, but not too much,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
not totally denying all information.
Yeah.
And such things. Yeah, because it's like it's this weird nebulous zone of like, if I tell you too much, then it's like it ruins surprises. But if I don't tell you enough, then it's like,
Yeah.
why didn't you tell me about this?
Yeah,
Or
you also gotta like leave breadcrumbs for other people to pick up on and build their own thing out of it. like there's some stuff that me and Albert talked about, but I only asked like one question that was clarifying and asked, hey, can I take this concept and just kind of mold it on my end over here? And we're just like, yep, take it.
It's like, cool. It's mutating over here.
Yeah.
They're big. It's gross.
I'm sorry about that. I'll trim my nails when they're done here. They just like, it's weird. Like one nail will randomly get sharp, but all the others aren't. I don't understand how that happens. Cats are weird.
I mean, cat's claw to sharpen the nails.
Yeah.
Crimson,
Hi,
thank
Crimson.
you for the
Oh,
sub.
thank you.
Thank you, Crimson. How are you doing tonight, friend? I hope you are doing well. Oh boy.
Yippee. You ready?
Yep.
All right. Everyone, put on your RP caps. Just kind of.
Anyway, we were going to talk about the future.
We're doing great, Crimson. Thank you.
Denzo comes back and he has like we went to the lobby where we had popcorn and
We have
Oh,
popcorn.
Just
Little-
keep popcorn in the lobby.
little tiny paper cup of hot cocoa. It's one of those 8 ounces 8-ounce 5 cup those small 8-ounce paper cups they have at like when you go to the dealership. You know the one.
Yeah. It's a little tiny cup of coffee.
Yeah, but it's like
Yeah.
a tiny cup of hot cocoa. Yeah, it's like one marshmallow in there.
Sometimes if they have coffee and hot chocolate, you do the jank mocha and just like
Yeah, yeah. Is that what Cremshaw has?
you just like put the instant chocolate powder in a cup and just use coffee instead of water, and it's totally not a monstrosity.
That sounds delicious,
Tastes pretty
actually.
good. Yeah,
I've done it
it is.
occasionally.
It is pretty good. I actually don't know why we don't do that. Why don't we? We're adults. I'm allowed to go buy hot cocoa
Yeah,
mix.
we
Yes,
are
you
in
are.
fact allowed to buy hot cocoa mix.
Are you going to buy hot cocoa mix?
I could.
Oh, it's about the power of having the ability to do so.
Yeah.
It's like, I could do this thing. I could just go and like buy like 3 burgers from like Culver's and then
Yeah. I actually got to ask the staff in the office here where the fuck they get this. It's so good.
all right, I forgot. Crimson had mentioned that his dad's name was Horatio as well.
Hello, sighted foxy.
No, I don't think I could do your dad justice. I'm just a dusty dwarf.
Man,
It's
no,
true.
no, I think about it. Is there a way you can buy hot cocoa mix, but like it's in the same quantity as like protein powder you get for workout?
Sure.
Can
Yep,
you just
probably.
get a giant drum of it?
I mean, that's how you buy like G Fuel.
Yeah.
We like Nesquik.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nesquik comes in like jugs
Yeah.
like this big.
yeah, I know the Nesquik comes up, but Nesquik's more like choco milk powder thing. Hot cocoa feels like it's different.
It's not.
Is it literally the same
I
thing?
don't think it's the same.
eBay has some weird wholesale stuff.
Yeah.
Bulk hot chocolate.
Now I
Yeah,
gotta-
Amazon would have it too.
Now I gotta Google what Nesquik is real quick before we resume the roleplay. I have to know this.
Check Amazon.
What
to-
is?
Bulk.
Hot chocolate and hot
Hot
cocoa. Well, any sort of like mix like that isn't going to be for real like traditional hot chocolate, because real traditional hot chocolate is melted chocolate.
Yeah.
So
it's
any
like,
sort of like powder is automatically going to be in the same category.
I'm not seeing any like obscenely large container.
Multiverse Daddy-O.
I want hot chocolate now.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
If only you had some chocolate of your own.
Are you suggesting that I do?
No,
so
I'm suggesting that I do.
I think Nesquik itself realizes it's not hot chocolate, specifically because they have a specific Nesquik hot chocolate mix, which is different than normal Nesquik.
Because Nesquik's the brand, isn't it?
Yes.
Weird.
Well, no, Nestle's the brand.
Nestle?
Nestle, yeah. So Nesquik, the normal one, I think they realize that it's different enough.
Well, if they classify it as Nesquik hot chocolate, well, because they also have like like strawberry milk mix.
Oh.
I think Nesquik is like a sub brand of Nestle.
Yeah. I don't know. Those are just revelations that I wasn't ready for.
What did we say? Nesquik and hot chocolate? Are
Yeah.
they different? Oh, all I see is the difference between hot chocolate and hot cocoa. the beginning of the thing is just, hi, I'm Becky. And it's just
Okay,
God.
okay, future Carrie, I see how it is.
They are the company that charge for the emergency relief water. Yes.
Yes, Nestle's monsters.
Crust stuffed pizza sounds delicious. Also, I'm gonna roast you. Nestle?
Yeah, Nestle.
Nestle. There's an accent over the E.
Not in America. Americaland
Yes,
doesn't have accents.
Yes, we do.
Tell me I'm wrong. Nestle.
I am telling you wrong.
No, that's them. That's them people that are south of the border. They use the accents. We don't.
The Sun Belt? That border? I mean,
I
yeah,
don't know.
if you talk to someone from like Mississippi and like Georgia and like
Well,
the South,
I know
East,
I know
they have
French
different
has a lot of
colloquialisms.
Well,
accents.
we use accents in English. They're just not very common. They're used for things like names usually. And I mean, like, naive technically has like
Yeah.
it has like
has
the
the long E.
yeah. Well, it has like the dot over
Yeah.
the I.
Louisiana.
Naivete is one of my favorite words. I love that word.
Nestle sounds like a nasal problem.
It does sound like a nasal
Yeah, it
problem.
does.
Oh, he's got Nestle.
Oof.
Oh man. It also Nestle also sounds like a badass wizard name, you know?
I am Nestle the Conjurer. I conjure delicious treats for you to
I specialize in
done.
botany, specifically the growth of a strange powder that makes one horny.
Well, on that note, on that note,
Coco does do that. I'm not lying.
does it?
Oh
Yeah, it's an
man, I'm going
aphrodisiac.
on a date. I
Yeah.
really want to just cover myself in aphrodisiac. Come here, Nesquik.
Use it as like a hair powder.
And you sit down, and they're like,
It's chocolate.
"Smell
really?
chocolate?"
Yeah, Coco is a aphrodisiac.
Hey, Google.
It's not a powerful aphrodisiac, but it's
Is
an
cocoa
aphrodisiac.
aphrodisiac?
It's,
Greater than chocolate, less than B greater than.
What?
Cocoa and chocolate have been reported to exert several effects on human sexuality, acting mainly as an effective aphrodisiac, increasing sexual desire and improving sexual pleasure.
mm-hmm.
All right.
All right,
Just
go-
rub chocolate on yourself, boys.
This is according to sacredchocolate.com, by the way.
It's
Sounds
sacred.
a little biased, but okay.
All hail chocolate.
Sacred chocolate.
I feel like if you showed up to a date and like you like
Oh my god.
they're like, "Do you smell chocolate?" It's like, yeah, I kind of like tossed some like Nesquik powder on me,
This is
and
Why?
then you told them why, and
It's like,
I think that would be really funny.
Internet told me it would make you horny. The
This is-
chocolate
Well, if
powder.
you don't say it like that.
No. It's not just that. This is a 7-page like scientific study done by a PhD. Like,
Pretty huge dick.
Mhm.
oh my god. Suck it up,
Oh my
Brandon.
god.
He has 63 cited references on this.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really impressive.
All right. Albert, when you're editing this, probably cut this out.
This is allowed on YouTube, isn't it?
Real chocolate
I mean, yeah, but like,
tastes like ass.
I want to edit it so it's like concise and
I mean, there's really not that much more that we have to do like in character,
Yeah.
and I think we're just going to devolve into chatting after that.
Yeah,
anyways.
fair enough.
This next bit is actually just sort of discussing more stuff. I actually have a lot more written out that I wanted to touch on, but it's just going to become information garbage. I don't want to subject the internet to that just yet.
And I mean, a lot of stuff is going to be revealed over
Yeah.
time over our
Mhm.
sessions. This is meant to be
Yeah.
like a brief recap of what had happened and what's going to, and what is yet to come.
Yeah.
What is yet to come? Do we actually even want to talk about that, or do we want to let our The Tellerites stand on their own.
I think I'm fine with the Tellerites staying on their own. Honestly, I think I'd rather talk like out of character, just
Oh yeah.
about this,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
just
So
jamming.
before we do that, then I'm going to go over what's on the Tellerites,
Okay.
and then I'm going to deviate to my computer briefly, where I have the tweet ready to go, and I'm gonna send it out.
All right.
So the way that we do these sessions is we each have like a proposal that we give for what sort of session we're each going to run. And you guys get to vote on which one it is. You don't get to know who's going to run each session, though. So we have 3 proposals. I've had to kind of squish them down a little bit because I did end up having to put them all on Tellerites. For next time, we'll have the expanded functionality that I was talking about. So what we have here is Tellerite number 1 is specialist support needed to recapture high-value assets. Asset has been seized by unknown militant personnel. Ooh, that's misspelled. In blank, while en route to secure facility. Previous contact with this group left no survivors. Employ caution. Further information to come. The next one, number 2, is multiple communities still unheard of from after many months. Must make contact in preparation for large-scale operations. Secondary objective, establish reliable lines of communication and housing within blank. And third is requesting the aid of SRC to retrieve a cart of goods in blank. Thieves are thought to be suspected members of a local gang. So there you have it. Those are our 3 proposals. I'm going to go and tweet those out. Y'all need to spell check your proposals before you send them to me.
Sorry.
It wasn't yours.
Oh.
It was mine.
There's misspellings actually in all of these now that I look at them.
Rip.
I just assumed that I'd probably misspelled it, so it's like,
Yeah, I think the one I misspelled was.
If we say it, then they'll know which one's yours.
Don't say it. Just tell us afterwards, and then
Yes. Y'all need to spell check shit before you send it to me.
Spell's not my good strong word thing.
Yeah.
You can run things through Grammarly. It's
Yeah.
pretty good. I do a lot of that for like.
We're not sponsored by them, Brandon. They have to give me money before you start saying things like that
Well, I
about
don't.
them.
I mean, everyone knows that it's free. You can just use it.
No, they don't. Are you?
They advertise it for like it's free if you want the premium, sure, but like I'm not writing a thesis.
You're giving them a free ad, Brandon.
Well, if they like what I'm doing, then they're like, oh wow, he uses our services.
He uses Brandon used Grammarly.
He'll be even more likely to like he'd be a great choice for a sponsor. Grammarly, seriously.
What functionality does Grammarly offer, Brandon?
Not looking like an idiot
To your
when you
friends on the
send
internet.
emails to people. Also that too. I mean, when you send
honestly
stuff to your
probably-
friends, it's funnier when you misspell stuff.
Yeah, Grammarly is the plugin, right? It's not it's not its own thing. It's
is
both.
Yeah, it's both.
I just go to the website and I just copy paste whatever I'm typing
Yeah.
into it, and they're like, "Oh, you messed up here." I'm like, "I know, I get it. Change it,
Fix it, please.
fix it,
Yeah.
save me."
Grammar is like the worst thing that I was. This is like my worst subject, just in general. I know how word work and I know how word flow off tongue, but I don't know how word look on paper. Word look on paper is hard.
I am excited to get back into D&D again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm excited. We've got I'm excited to play the characters again. I've got another one. He's kind of hype.
Oh.
I'm looking forward to just tearing into some
Yeah.
baddie.
I think out of character, this next part should be us going over our characters and
Yeah.
what we
yeah.
want to do with them, and
Sure.
the new ones that we're introducing.
Yeah, that works. I think you can just talk about whatever you're excited for.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I'm excited for it, but I'm waiting for Don to come back before we actually go into it. But I just realized I never named them.
That's fair. You'll figure something out.
Yeah. I never named them.
I mean, I can talk about what I'm doing with like the characters we know about because I don't know. It's
Cider
fine.
Fox. Simply hearing that sentence made me less good at English things. Yeah, I'm not good at grammar.
It's
like
oh yeah,
I was legitimately very bad at grammar.
it's like losing. There's the link. Vote for our first mission in season 2.
Please vote.
So if you're like, man, that one sounds really interesting, let's do it. Even if you're like, I don't care what they do, pick something. Let us know that you're listening. It's like when you say something really dumb and then some other people are like, I feel dumb just for hearing that.
Yeah.
It's like YouTubers where it's like the video for free 10 IQ points. I'm just like, okay. Like,
There's this
I'm good, but okay.
there's this better Twitch emote called Feels Dank Man that I feel like every time I try to do grammar right.
Oh, fun fact, English is the only font I didn't get an F in.
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So this is the Feel Dank Man emote. Feels dank. Yeah.
That looks like if you were like, I'm gonna make a gnome wizard. That's gonna be my player icon.
Yeah, but the people do this whenever someone's trying to describe something, and it's like, yes, I understand. I put the feels dank emote and with a thumbs up, and he's like, good, I got it. I understand, but I really don't. I did it. I did it.
Knowledge absorb.
And yeah, knowledge absorb. Like that's kind of the voice I think Feels Dank Man talks in. Hello. Hi everyone. Oh, Don, do you hear what we were talking about? We wanted to go over the characters. Yeah, and kind of give an abstract about what happened to them. Do you want to do this one in character? Yeah.
I was just gonna talk about what I did to their characters, honestly.
I mean,
I guess like a rough sentence of what have they been doing this last month? Researching and trying to not catch fire. Yeah. Were they successful? Yes. Definitely did not catch fire. Yeah. Something else in the first category?
Hot tubs, beaches, and pools.
No.
that's not.
That's
What?
a category
Yeah,
now.
it's a category now.
I'm good.
We can go get a bowl and put our fingers in it. We can still be in the hot tub category.
I don't like that. Just yummy finger water.
Yes.
They all want to get in the gross hot tub.
I don't.
No, it's been raining.
Yeah, it's probably
Worse.
worse.
Is even more dank. That's how
Honestly,
you know.
as much
it's
as the
good.
cover for that hot tub is not in a good state, I'm pretty sure it should keep the rain out.
It
But
should be fine.
Probably, but you didn't see just how much it was raining.
yeah, fair enough.
It was a lot of rain.
The hot tub is gross on its own accord.
This is true. It is also gross on its own accord.
Kind of like at this point, I'm kind of just like I'm gonna have a technician, not a technician, but just a pool person come to actually empty it and refill it once summer is done.
Mm.
So it's not like I'm gonna use it when it's this hot out anyway.
It
so-
won't let us use it. So yeah.
Exactly.
It is true. How much I would like to use it.
Yeah. Is it raining right now?
Yes, it was sprinkling when
Probably.
we started. Yeah.
Oh, was it? It like poured earlier.
Yeah.
It's been nice waking up to it though.
It's been like half a week now of just like constant rain.
Monsoon season.
I love monsoon. I love monsoon season. I've been sitting outside on the patio writing
Oh, nice.
because I love the rain. I love rain. I'm so sad that we don't get enough rain here. It's a lot of fun. It's really nice. And one of my friends, one of her characters, like roleplay stuff again. One of her characters did this thing where she sent my character poetry, and I'm like, what would my character do? Write a poem back, I guess.
Okay.
So I wrote 3 poems, because the first one was soul bearing, the second one was shit, and the third one was the one that I sent.
There are 3 types of poems: soul bearing, shit, and the one that you share.
It's true. I really like the first one, but the problem is my character's too secretive to send that one. Like, it doesn't make sense. Anyways, it like launched me into a more poetic mindset, even more so than usual. So I literally sat outside in the rain writing metaphors about the rain, just like different things that I could use with rain metaphors. And then I ended up actually writing a whole fucking one shot like 1,000-word story
Oh, nice.
about just a conversation in the rain. And it was nice, and I'm gonna definitely write a whole series for it. It's the first installation in a series of several, and I'm calling the series Monsoon Season.
Nice. Sounds good. Sounds like fun.
Yeah, I'm excited for it.
Cool.
Hopefully it continues to rain long enough for you to finish it. Not that you necessarily have to write all of it in the rain.
I don't think it's gonna rain again. I think we're done for monsoon season.
No. I mean, that's probably for the best.
It feels unlikely that this would be the last one. It's still July.
Yeah, but it's like the end of July, and there's no more rain predicted for the next 10 days.
Oh.
Wow.
So like it could happen again in
I mean-
August, but
Doesn't it rain quite a bit sometimes in like winter? Just
no, not usually.
Hmm.
We did have that one year where it like poured in August for
Hmm.
like all of the end of August.
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe we'll get that.
Sure, we'll get like another storm or two in August.
Mhm.
Hopefully. Yeah, rip singing in the rain days for real. I love rain. We were gonna introduce our characters.
Yeah.
I guess I can start. So obviously Horatio, he's kind of the face of my group of peoples. And he's a druid. He's a dwarf. He's very, very. It's not that tanky, but he's very like dusty. And he throws he throws rocks, and he likes magic with earth stuffs. And I'm excited for him because like, as far as like his character sheet goes, he's just gotten like a warcaster, so it's even harder to break his concentration. He's got even more area control. I think
Big dusty boy.
big dusty boy. At some point, I think I might give him, or if he doesn't already have it, polymorph. And you know polymorph's good.
Just a druid?
Yeah, he's a druid.
Doesn't he get polymorph?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm thinking wild shape.
Oh,
Dragon Lord just says 5% is my all-time favorite, but 3.5. It likes
Yeah.
3.5 because of the customizability. Yeah.
Mhm.
I
You
feel
like
that.
Pathfinder. Pathfinder is like I read over the rule book very briefly. It's just all feats.
Yeah.
It's all
Yeah.
customizability. You get the boy and you strap on more feats until they do what you want.
Would be fun to run like a Pathfinder game at some point. We have a rulebook for it, but this session will be in 5e.
Yeah. and Also, Pathfinder is one of those games where you have to like, stop every 20 minutes to spend an hour looking up
Yeah.
rules. Which
Did
isn't.
you mean how we play board games?
Yeah. I mean, board games it's like easy because it's like one and done, right? But for Pathfinder, it's like the whole dealio. Like all the good Pathfinder series that like podcasts that I listen to have a dedicated rules lawyer. Like they don't play a character; they read the rules. They read the adventure path. They know the mechanics of everything. And whenever something comes up, he abdicates and he just says, "This is the ruling on it."
And then they just accept it?
Yeah, but because he's the rules lawyer. Like,
Yeah.
He's legitimately only on there to read the rules.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So my second character, Frog, she throw darts well. Killed a man from 40 feet with one dart.
Oh yeah, from the rooftop. I remember that.
Yeah, that guy did not
Just
have
got
a great time.
destroyed.
Mhm.
And as far as like the stuff that we've given them over like the time skip like to their level 8, they just do that all the more better. It's gross. It's great. It's gonna be great.
Legit god character is always very interesting. As long as you're like building your own world and you have like agreements on how they work, they can be really interesting. I like playing more like mundane stuff.
Me too.
Honestly, I think it's interesting. No one's playing an elementalist named Dusty Firewater, I'm afraid. However, Branton is playing a druid who is very dusty.
And
Yeah.
probably drinks firewater.
Maybe.
You know, Horatio doesn't strike me as the type to drink.
He probably has alcohol on him, but
Yeah.
purely for sample taking or something.
Kinda, yeah.
He is a dwarf, which like, but racial stereotypes, you know.
Yeah, like he's got a flask, but usually he'll do it when he's like, because he gets really, really anxious, right? And he's just like, well, can't think.
Does a shot to calm his mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Time to do a therapy
Don't do
shot.
that, kids. Don't do that, kids.
Yeah.
That is not a good coping mechanism.
Horatio is not a. Usually, he's a good influence and a good role model. When he's doing that, he's not. And then my third character, which we've yet to see because we've never really needed a tank per se, they'll make an appearance. They've got some things going on. They're affiliated with a different organization than the other two.
Yeah, I only have the 2 characters. I have Kremshaw, and then I have Malmira, who is a trickery domain cleric. And I had an idea of something I wanted to do with Malmira, which may necessitate me making another character. So I think I should probably do that before the next session. But I honestly didn't think of that until like today. And then I didn't think of the implication that I might need an extra character until literally just now. So
Yeah.
I need a new character.
What, are you realizing that you might accidentally kill?
Is Malmira going on a vision quest? On a cruise?
Don't worry about it. I think
Don't
it's gonna
worry
be his
about
answer.
it.
Yep.
Yeah. Well,
Astral plane.
The interesting thing is there's some story background stuff I think I kind of want to touch on real quick, because like Malmira comes up like in my mind because the implications of what happened in my first adventure, the Ithios Butcher, where you guys did the adventure where you guys had to figure out who was doing some serial murdering.
Yeah.
And you guys found out that it was a cult that was using that was like harvesting a modified version of the Koatoa, which are those aberrant creatures that can make their own gods by just believing hard enough. But they modified them and put them into humans so that they can make their own gods in this godless world. Like Ishurla doesn't have gods; they have disembodied spirits that really just are forces in nature. They have no personality or nothing to it. But they did that, and playing divine characters is weird because of that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it hasn't really been talked about too much.
Yeah.
But
that touched on it, and Malmira being a luck domain cleric is one of those character aspects that I'm like, I'm interested to know how Albert wants to play that out, because we're all GMs here, and none of us know how it works. So it's just fun that Albert's playing the.
I had an idea today of something I could do with that. And may necessitate an extra character.
I love it.
In case something bad happens.
I love it. Is that the only divine character we have?
I think so.
Technically, Denzo also is divine because he's a zealot.
Yeah,
he's a zealot barbarian.
Like paladins and clerics and such, they exist in Ishurla. They're just kind of few and far between.
Yeah.
they're few and far between, and they don't have a direct connection to their god in the traditional sense.
Yeah.
So they definitely know about the lore because of their circumstances.
Yeah, because Denzo, I'm kind of likening his abilities more to like a sorcerer, right? Because Denzo is my bugbear character, the one that I voiced during the intro of this. But I guess I can go over him for a little bit. Denzo is a big bugbear, sad dad, veteran soldier. That's kind of his old deal. Just imagine, like, he's a divorced dad of 2. His marriage fell apart because of his dedication to work and the SRC. And like I mentioned at the beginning of this, he was wounded a lot. He is a barbarian, and one of his earliest missions was to go deal with some sort of happening and mystical thing in the forest. And he fought some sort of spectral wyvern, and since then has developed like a tattoo spiraling on his forearms and his fur, and now when he gets close to dying, he just doesn't. He's a zealot barbarian, and he's died a lot. He's come close to dying more times than he can count, and the most recent one left him paralyzed for 6 months.
Have you ever considered just not dying?
Yeah,
just don't
Maybe
die
just
for it.
Don't.
yeah, but he's been close enough to the edge that his wife divorced him, and because she can't deal with it anymore, and he's dedicated to his work, and he's just sad dad.
He pulled the "I'm dying" trick one too many times. Like, oh
Yeah.
my god, I'll call the hospital. Gotcha.
Yeah. I mean,
Hello,
I don't think it was intentional,
No,
Yeah,
but
it's just,
like-
he's devoted to his work. He believes in what the SRC is trying to do, right? And it's previous versions, the adventuring stuff.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So like he's dedicated to it. He's good at being a frontline soldier.
Mm-hmm.
He would have died in line of duty a long time ago if he weren't a zealot barbarian. But yeah, he just kind of he's the old veteran that's always perpetually 2 days from retirement, I guess. Is kind of the motif I have going for him. But yeah, his connection to the mystical aspect is kind of interesting. I've always loved the ambiguous, like it's just it's the nature stuff, right? More of a sorcerer than anything.
Nerdy Steve wants to know what Brandon is thinking.
I'm thinking about my third character, who is also a barbarian, and he's kind of an abomination
Oh, the chef guy, right?
because he's a lizard folk, but he goes through changes, and so he's not just
He's hitting
lizard,
puberty.
and he's not just humanoid, but he can, if he wants to, grow a spiked tail or gills. Not that he needs
I do
those.
remember you talking about this.
Yeah, he's like an Eevee, but can cook and gets really, really
And
angry.
he can de-evolve.
Yeah.
De-evolve.
he turns into a mushroom.
He's weird.
Because we all know everything evolved from mushroom.
Anyway.
If you haven't seen the Super Mario Brothers movie, the old one with fucking Joe Pesci,
And the other
And-
guy.
oh god, John Leguizamo,
Yeah, that's his name.
10 out of 10. I love that fucking movie.
Wasn't that
Everyone
movie
hates it.
like weirdly high budget?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I think it was one of the first movies that they tried to do out of a video game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And boy howdy is it a trip.
I mean, the effects they used were like on par with like something like Blade Runner, which is its contemporaries, right?
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought the Mario Brothers movie was the 90s. Blade Runner is more like 80s.
I think it came out in the 90s.
Uh,
Let me double check.
I've been wanting to rewatch the original Blade Runner for a while now.
You want to rewatch the Mario Brothers movie with me?
No,
I'll
not
rewatch
that.
the Mario Brothers movie with you.
I'd like to watch a good movie. Thanks.
Well then.
Oof.
Tell us about your other characters, Alan.
Yeah. So I also play one of my other characters. His name's Woldmuck, otherwise known as Mace Malt. He kind of just he came from a real scummy family. It was really weird. Like I kind of have some lore for the adventuring families of Odmesh, that they kind of were adventurers and they secured resources and like they established mines and they protected it.
It's not
And-
Joe Pesci. I'm sorry. It's Bob Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins.
Sorry.
Yeah, and Mace kind of grew up in a life of privilege, but he realized that there was some bad dealings in the last century by the managing of the mines and stuff. So that's not Joe.
I got my names mixed up. That was my fault.
Yep.
It did have a weirdly high budget, actually, now that I'm really looking at it. It was 1993. The tagline on the fucking poster is "This ain't no game," by the way. And its budget was $42 to $48 million. It did not exceed that in the box office.
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea how you spend that much money on that movie. Like, what was so expensive about it? Like the set?
They did no
CG at the
yeah
time.
Yeah. There was a lot of weird, bad CG.
Yeah.
Ooh. How
And,
exciting on Healthy Cam.
I did look it up.
Ooh.
Blade Runner was 1982.
Okay.
Yeah, and Mario Brothers movie was like early 90s, I think.
Oh my god. You know what? I think I've discovered the real reason that Nintendo keeps such a fucking tight leash on everything. I think it's because of this movie.
I
Because
wouldn't be surprised.
Nintendo gave them free creative license.
And they never made that mistake again.
Given free creative license by Nintendo, the screenwriters envisioned the film as a subversive comedy with a weird and dark tone with influences from Ghostbusters and The Wizard of Oz. They definitely captured that.
I've been on like their boardroom, like where they brainstorm. They've got the whiteboard and they draw on. But if someone comes up with like, well, maybe we could like give them more creative license. On the back side, they flip over the whiteboard and it's the movie poster. Like, you remember this?
You remember the
You want
sins of
this
our,
again?
the
They just
sins of our
leave it-
forebears?
They
As a
leave it on
reminder.
the other side of the whiteboard so they can flip it at any
Yeah.
time. Oh my god. Released on May 28th, 1993, the film was a critical and financial failure, grossing $38.9 million worldwide against a budget of $42 to $48 million.
Ugh.
Reviewers praised the innovative special effects, creative artistic direction, with performances of its actor and the performances of its actors, but criticized the confusing narrative, lack of similarity to the games, and inconsistent tone. Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto felt the film tried too hard to replicate the games instead of being a good film.
I'm sorry, what? Tried too hard to replicate the games.
Because they did. I mean, what they did was they tried to replicate the games. For fuck's sake, they made the little walking bob-ombs.
Oh, you're right.
Like, they tried really hard to replicate the games in certain aspects and then tried really hard to include other things in the other, which made the narrative so confusing because they tried to keep true to lore and then also do something weird with it.
I will say,
They should have done one or the other.
I think the bomb scene is my favorite scene in that whole movie.
Same.
That scene is actually
It's
legitimately
so
really
good.
funny.
Despite a poor reception, the film gained a cult following in later years and has recently been regarded as a cult classic. In 2012, a webcomic sequel was produced in collaboration.
I'm sorry, what?
What? Remained the only live-action film based on Nintendo game property until Pokemon Detective Pikachu in 2019.
Oh, yeah. Huh. I still haven't seen that movie.
That's actually pretty good.
As of 2018,
Wait,
an animated Mario
I never
reboot
watched
film is in
all of it
development.
now that I think about it.
Wait, what?
As of 2018, an animated Mario reboot film is in development by Universal Pictures.
All
Miyamoto
right.
is serving as co-producer so they don't fuck it up again.
They have
But the
to get
film's
Daddy
release planned for
Miyamoto to hold
2022.
everyone's leash.
For 2022, we could get another Mario movie next year.
Yay!
It's gonna be awful. I still haven't seen Detective Pikachu, actually.
I haven't seen all of it. I've seen parts of it. I've kind of Ludicolo.
God. I really need to watch it. I heard really good things about it, actually.
Yeah, same. I had the chance to watch it like on my plane ride to China, and I just didn't
What did you do?
sleep.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's the only answer I'll accept. If you had said that you watched, like, literally anything else,
I don't know. Like, it's weird. Like in middle school when I went, I did watch like a couple of movies, but then when I went like just now, I was just like,
just now as in 2 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. When I went 2 years ago, I was just like, this isn't a very good environment to watch a movie in. I also didn't have very good headphones because I think I forgot mine. So it's just like, I'm watching this, I'm using the shitty free headphones they gave me. And
They're bad.
no.
Yeah.
Not great.
Oh, you know what? I had wireless ones, and you can't Bluetooth pair
yep.
on the freaking console thing they have on those planes.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, done.
I wasn't finished.
Oh, right, you have a third one.
No, I didn't even get to finish my second one.
Oh,
Oh.
we got distracted.
Yeah, Mace. Yeah, he came from a rich family. He's a fighter sorcerer. No, fighter wizard. Specifically, like, defense wizard. The idea with him was for him to be a tactical mage. It worked pretty well, actually. I actually enjoyed playing him. He was really tactically focused. I enjoyed, like, it's really dynamic because he could get up in the mix and his spells affected himself and, like, buffing everybody else, Yeah, I don't know. I didn't really click with the personality I had in mind for him. He's supposed to be like a frat boy almost. And I just can't pull that off. He ended up kind of really enjoying Makarost and hanging out there and helping out and supporting there. And I imagine in the story he's still helping out.
After he went bald.
Oh yeah, he went bald because he got high with a guy that was like, "Yo, you want some seed?" And he
did the seed and it made him bald.
And he did the seed and he woke up bald. No, the guy took his hair.
Oh, you're
Yeah,
right.
it wasn't magical. The guy took his hair.
Cutie Steve.
Yeah, so he's hung out there, and I imagine he probably still has C Steve as a contact. Yeah, but I assume that he's been helping out, doing a bunch for them. I don't know where he stands. Albert has free reign of that character at this point. I'm willing to play him again, but I'm not. I would play him again if it came to it. I'm not itching to play him right away though. It depends on what Albert has planned for him.
I honestly forgot you let me do that.
Yeah. And then the other character I have is Frederick Brightstrike. He died. he didn't die while playing him. I'm just saying he died. Just I want to rip that band-aid off right there.
Spoiler alert.
No, I mean he died off camera.
Okay.
He died off camera, guys.
Clearly not important enough to die on.
I only played him once.
Fair enough.
I only played him once, and I did not enjoy his mechanics. But the idea behind him was that he grew up in a cult that did some strange things with magic items. So in Ishurla, magic items don't exist, or the only ones that do exist are ones that we brought from the old world.
They're incredibly difficult to make to begin with, and
Yeah.
Ishurla's environment doesn't facilitate it.
Yeah, and he was interesting because he has divine magic, because he was a paladin. He was a paladin of. He was a forge paladin. That's the word I'm looking for. No, forge cleric. That's the one. And he has the ability to do stuff, but he I don't know. I just wasn't clicking with him. He was a cleric paladin, and I don't know. Maybe the smites I didn't enjoy. I don't know what about him. I just couldn't click with it. But he was just a young boy, 19 or something. Yeah.
And
He's
you
just
killed
a
him.
poor boy from
Yeah.
a poor family.
I haven't decided exactly how he died. I'm sure we
I mean,
can.
does he
involve
have to be
some more
dead?
story.
He could just be working for like the SRC doing
Yeah.
something else. You don't have to kill him.
He's dead.
You could.
He's dead.
Okay.
Well, I guess he's dead now. How does it feel knowing that you killed a child?
He was only 19. He's not really a child.
Yo, Danny Phantom, he was
leave-
only 19.
Wait, was he really that
No,
old?
No.
he's 16.
He was 16. I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am going to be introducing a new character.
Wait,
How
I'm
much?
pretty sure the song goes he was just 14.
It's probably 14.
Yeah, probably 14.
Hold on. All right, we're looking up the Danny Phantom lyrics. Continue, Alan.
I am going to be introducing a new character, though, because we talked briefly about psionics becoming a thing in the world now. We kind of laid the foundation for it, and we're introducing psionic classes and stuff, and I kind of want to try one of them out.
Yeah, I'm actually switching Kremdra over to one of them.
Yeah,
I like that we're almost writing in the release of Tasha,
Yeah.
Tasha's cauldron and everything
Yeah.
into the lore.
I mean, it kind of fits pretty well, right? Yeah. So like, I was actually kind of fiddling with like what I wanted to play. Do I want to? Yeah, I want to reveal it here. Am I
Sure.
cool to reveal it? Okay. So I actually
What do you
want to play a Tabaxi rogue soul knife. So like soul knives are kind of the rogues that can just conjure psionic like knives and stuff.
Mhm.
They can throw them, and they got some cool psionic wall running Jedi nonsense. So it's pretty cool. Plus, being a Tabaxi, I was like trying to think to myself, like, how can I like mid maxes while simultaneously being interesting? And I also still want to be a furry because I have Denzo, and now my other character is Tabaxi. I just realized this as I was saying Tabaxi.
So your new character is making up for the lack of hair on the other dude. I see.
Yeah.
Alan's compensating.
Yeah. Now that I think about it, Mace is bald. He's hairless everywhere,
Uh-huh.
and everyone else is covered in hair.
It evens out.
It
Okay.
evens-
What's his face shaved his entire body, not just his head.
Yeah.
He wakes up. He wakes up. His legs have been shaved.
His legs shaven. His eyebrows are gone.
He no longer has any chest hair.
He just looks like a Mr. Mime, like a shell.
The opening line is, "Yo, Danny Fenton, he was just 14."
All right. 14.
Yep, he was
Yeah.
a child.
And the tentative name I have is Kolosh Timberite.
All right.
Nah, I'm not going to reveal too much of his lore because I haven't written it just yet.
It doesn't have to be finished.
Yeah,
Mhm.
not. But I'm excited to play Soul Knife. I remember I was reading through the rules. Like, Soul Knives have some pretty kick-ass abilities, and I do want to make him a lower level. I am willing to like take this hit. I want to make Kolosh a lower level because I really enjoy storytelling in a more abstract sense, right? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like D&D has this weird thing of like most people play it by doing the milestone leveling. Everyone levels at the same time. Everyone wants to be fair and stuff. I kind of want this character to be like almost set up for failure. You know what I mean? Like to be more squishy, to be more inexperienced,
To
and
kill
roleplay
him at
that out.
19.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the character's name?
Kolosh.
Yo, Kalash, whatever. He was just 14.
He was just 14. He might be younger. My idea behind him is
Younger than 14?
no.
When the
he's not.
SRC discovered a very strange machine.
I'm gonna say right now, all of our characters have to be
Yeah.
adults legally.
Yeah. Honestly, I think Kalash is probably gonna be in the. Well, Tabaxis, do they age normally? I don't
I have
actually
no
know.
idea.
I think they only live like 60.
They just probably age the same rate.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's probably gonna be like 21ish. A more scrappy lad. Lived on the mean streets of Odmesh.
The mean streets.
Yeah, the mean streets.
They call it that because like carriages will screech around the corners.
Mhm. Probably used. You know what? I'm gonna say it now. He used to be part of a gang. Then he kind of served some time in prison. Worked as a miner for a bit. Went to welding school. Decided to go to a trade college for a little bit.
Is that possible at 21?
Sure.
I don't think all of that's possible at
Well,
21.
if you were in a gang when you were 12, then yeah, that happens. It happens all the time.
I know.
Yeah. So yeah, and then he kind of, and then from there, I'm assuming, yeah, he worked at a foundry for a bit. Then he had psionic powers, and then he joined the SRC after that.
I like how that you're like, I'm not gonna reveal too much of his lore because I haven't written it yet.
I mean, I just wrote it. You guys witnessed me writing it. That's all it takes, really.
It's true.
You just get an idea. I was actually like thinking about it. I'm like, I think I just described the plot of 8 Mile and Eminem's backstory.
Accidentally just makes Eminem as a character.
Yeah, I just accidentally made Eminem, but he doesn't rap.
He could though.
He could though. He'd throw
You
knives.
haven't decided.
Knees
this.
weak, arms are heavy, psionics are throwing knives already.
Yeah, actually,
But then Alan has to rap.
I'm gonna take 6
Please
levels
do.
of Soul Knife, and then I'm gonna take 2 levels of Bard, just so I can rap.
6 levels of soul knife and 2 levels of soul. 2 levels of soul, 6 levels of knife. Gotcha.
Yeah, and also in the upcoming adventure, I'm probably gonna lay off Denzo a little bit, just because I imagine he's doing more stuff for the SRC in Odmesh.
Yeah.
So he's probably not. I'm gonna try to not play him every single time.
I mean, you like what you like.
Yeah. I don't know, because originally I was planning on playing Valwyn more, but I realized that with her kind of like taking the head of the SRC stuff, she's less likely to be available for stuff. Which like you guys kind of met Valwyn already, kind of a little pompous researcher. She's very good at what she does, but she's also a little over the top.
Arrogant?
She's a little arrogant.
Yeah.
Well, that's why I said pompous.
Yeah.
She's a little arrogant, which is honestly kind of fun to play because I don't get to play characters like that.
It's
very
also
often.
warranted. She's very skilled. If I recall correctly, she has like 20 intelligence or something.
She has a ridiculously high intelligence.
Yeah.
She's very, very smart.
You mean wisdom?
I don't remember what her.
Because like druids, you want to max that wisdom.
And I think it must be wisdom. But it's warranted. She has experience. She's been with the SRC since the very beginning, and she helped Tassus get it started, which is why she's a little bitter that she wasn't chosen to lead it.
Yeah.
All things considered, there might be a little nepotism that has to do with the reason that Tassus was in charge to begin with. Anyways, I digress.
That's Valwyn speaking, not me.
That's Valwyn talking, not me, the one who wrote the lore for Tassus. That'd be ridiculous. What would I know about it? She's fun to play though because of that. Also, I like getting to play because she's like a mushroom themed druid.
Yeah.
Like she's not a mushroom druid, but she has like theming to her. That's how I've set her
I mean,
up.
she learned in Silmesia, which is in the Mycelium Grove, which is just a giant mushroom forest. So that makes sense.
It is a giant mushroom forest indeed.
What I do enjoy about Valwyn is the interaction she has between other people. Like, as a character, it's sort of like, I'm not too sure about this, but the interactions is really what brings it to light, because it's like a level of conflict RP that's very subtle.
Yeah. she's very like side eye, like off color comments that she intentionally glosses over.
Yeah.
You know, so she doesn't even give people a chance to like call her out, more or less. She's kind of like, well, maybe you'd know that if you'd read my 37-page report, but that's neither here nor there. Let's talk about this next thing.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun getting to be a little like, just like a little salty with it, because I don't get to do that very frequently.
Yeah. But yeah, she's administrator. Like it's kind of weird if she like just becomes a frontline soldier again. I imagine you probably still gonna be able to play her for like missions that warrant it, but
She'll still go out and do stuff because I mean it's not just her. She's more or less taking the helm of like temporarily doing stuff. Maybe I should make another character. I wasn't gonna make a third character, but with the realization that Valwyn is kind of becoming a little bit more of an NPC, I might have to make another character.
yeah. Are you thinking about doing something creative with the psionics, or are you gonna?
I don't know. Oh, it literally just occurred to me now that I should make
Yeah.
another character. So I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have to look into it. That being said, I do already have Snaps, who I briefly talked about. I love Snaps.
Yeah.
But she's I don't know. Originally when I had written her, she was more gimmicky.
Yeah. Now that she's evolved into a realized character that has a lot of interesting, cool things happening for her.
Yeah. I love Snaps.
I mean, there's also the realization of the null that one of my last missions when we went to the Ishurla Rift.
Yeah.
The realization that Snaps has some relation to the null magic. That has we never talked about it, and I don't even as
We
a
didn't
GM know.
solidify it.
Yeah, the null magic is not psionic, is it?
No. There's stuff going on behind the scenes
Yeah.
that I don't want to touch too much on at this time because it's kind of like behind the scenes like background stuff. But Snaps can't use magic. She has no ability to cast spells. She understands the theory. She's very smart at it. She's studied it for a long time, but she just can't do it. Not even a little bit. Magic does not flow through her for whatever reason. She just can't. And she's very self-conscious about it. And for reasons, she insists though that she can do magic, even though she can't. She can't lie very well. She does not have a very high charisma stat. And her deception is very low. No, she doesn't try. No, she does not care. Originally, when I wrote her, it was very much she was very deadpan. She was very deadpan, like it's like, whoa, how did you kill that dude so fast? Magic.
Ta-da!
And like tosses some glitter in the air. But I kind of lost that in wanting to have an enjoyable character to actually play for an extended period of time, because that level of deadpan isn't fun for like hours and hours and hours in multiple sessions. So I had to like modify it and make her a little bit more pleased with herself and existence and more positive, I guess. Which is fine. I do still very much like her as a character. But she can't use magic, and she still insists that she can, although it's a little bit more awkward. It's not like, so what do you do? She's not like magic. She's like, magic. I'm going to a magic conference. It's magic. I can do magic. Yep. Don't question it. I can do magic. And I don't even roll for deception on it because she's not she like at this point it's just like a shitty face. You know, it's a shitty like mask that she wears.
Woof.
Oh no! Sounds like you got to delete some stuff or get like an external hard drive or something.
That's my life all the time. My boot drive is always perpetually full.
I think I discovered the other day that I just had like 50 gigabytes of just crap on my hard drive.
Porn.
No, but just like
Mega porn.
old download files and stuff, like old installers.
Old porn stuff. Yeah.
Actually, I found I remember I told Albert this. I don't know if I told you guys this. I actually had about I think it was like 20 gigabytes of save data
Just from like games.
from games.
Oh
My scratch drive for my auto saves for games like Civ and Stellaris and Crusader Kings 3, 20 gigabytes of that of just saved. Not
Maybe
even
that's why you
games.
lost your progress. Did you accidentally delete your Crusader Kings file?
I deleted that, but I also saved it to the cloud, right? Like Steam has the automatic updated, right? Yeah. And the reason why I was confused is because I thought I didn't have achievements, but it turns out I remembered when I was playing, I played with saves, and the only way to get achievements is if you play on Iron Man mode, which you don't get saves.
Oh.
Yeah. So then I was like, oh wait, I actually shouldn't have any achievements because I played the Coward's Way before, and then I decided to not play the Coward's Way, and I did pretty good.
We should probably try to figure out another character to play.
Yeah.
I like Fallon. I don't want to not play Fallon.
You
That's
could
fair.
make Fallon's younger sister. That's acts the exact same way.
You want some level 1 druid spells? Do good berry. Cure wounds is really good. If they get healing word, take healing word.
Yeah.
That's the better cure wounds.
And also, I will always say, always try to take some spells that are coincide with your idea of how you want to play them.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I think
Don't
Valwyn,
min-max.
because Valwyn specifically has some like the fungal protection stuff.
Yeah, she
that-
has some weirdly themed stuff.
Yeah, so like
And focus
definitely that can help inform how you want to do your
Mhm.
lore. Like for me, when I made a mace with the fighter wizard, I took spells very specifically in that he was supposed to be a melee wizard, right? So I took
Yeah.
like things to make him be able to fight and stuff, like for like buffs and those sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Zone control.
Valwyn's stuff is very she's themed necromantically
Yeah.
a little bit, like mushroom necromancy sort of stuff, because mushrooms are kind of a form of necromancy just innately, which is really cool. So like like she started with chill touch, and it's all like earth stuff. A lot of druids are themed after animals, but she's not animal themed. She has like wild shape, but she doesn't use it. She can use her wild shape for other things. Like the mushroom armor that Alan was talking about. She like sprouts mushrooms on her armor, and they absorb blows, which is cool.
What subclass of druid you pick?
Yeah, that influences a lot because like
It's the
circle.
mushroom one.
Well,
No,
well, for
I'm talking
Oh,
about
it's like
Cal,
yeah.
Circle of Moon is like nutso.
Yeah.
You're going like I'm here to mess someone up and maul someone as a bear. And then if you go like Circle of the Land, you get a lot of free spells from Circle of the Land. It's like not like the best, but
Yeah.
it's like still pretty good.
Background going Outlander. Oh, one of my favorite druids was actually Horizon Walker. That one's crazy.
That's a ranger.
Is it a ranger?
Yeah.
Ah, wait. Which one's the Fey one for the druids?
Circle of Dreams, I think?
Yeah,
Circle
the
of
healer
Dreams.
ones.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dreams is pretty cool. Tasha's added a lot of really good. Like they will like slap you and then backhand you, because it's like the wildfires one, or it's like the cycle of death and rebirth is their kind of theme. I think it was Circle of Stars one,
I think so, yeah.
which is also really cool. Just good. There's the mushroom one.
I want to pull up my laptop and start working on a character, but I don't know. I should wait till after stream.
Yeah, so like with like subclasses, like druids will get different. That you get a circle, right? And that
Yeah.
circle kind of defines what your druid is like. Because Horatio's a druid, but he doesn't usually go bear mode and maul people. He's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
a caster, and that's because he's like he gets a lot of like spells. He gets an expanded
Oh.
spell list because he is like circle.
I see the confusion. So druids don't get their circle until level 2.
Yeah. They don't start
So
with it.
yeah, but it's nice to have what circle you plan on going in terms
Yeah.
of theming.
Have like a direction in mind.
Yeah. So if you might want to choose your subclass first before you make the level 1, just so that we have an idea of what direction you want to roleplay it, right?
Yeah.
I just realized that Valwyn actually has the animate dead spell already.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah, we would get that at level
'Cause it's a
8-ish.
third level
Yeah,
spell,
it's third
yeah.
level spell.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize that. I was looking through a spell list and I saw it there and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
It's like a level.
Fun times.
Yeah, we already have level 4 spells for the pure spellcasters, and then at
Yeah.
level 9, one more level. We're getting level 5 spells, baby.
Oh, beans.
So far, the group of 4 experience 2 newbies. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you'll have a lot of people being able to help.
Yeah.
Biggest thing is make sure to like listen to what to what's suggested.
Yeah.
It's very exciting and you'll be very excited going
Yeah.
into it, but
Oh,
Talk to your DM.
one thing I will say
That's
is be someone who cares about other people's stories.
yes.
Because if you give that, then you'll be more inclined to also give you that. Like other people's backgrounds can be just as important as yours,
Yes.
and tweaking the way you go about role playing your character in order to help someone else tell their story, kind of a give and take,
Yeah.
It is shared storytelling.
I think it's
Oh.
interesting.
It shouldn't be too bad. I've had characters come in and out of sessions before. It can work pretty well. Definitely, like, it's kind of fun to like switch like the party up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can be interesting. Like, obviously, like, it sucks to have a player leave, but like
It does make
Sometimes
things interesting.
Sometimes it lets you like shuffle things around and add some interesting elements by introducing a new person.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Yeah.
You can have I hope you have a good trip. That'll be
Yeah.
fun.
And I hope that you can write more about your character, because
Yeah.
druids are a fun class to play. Definitely more technical than a lot of other classes, but
Yeah.
they definitely have their very unique flavor and style.
It's interesting that you went for a spellcaster your first time. I feel like a lot of people see D&D and they want to do something like that, but I very specifically chose a fighter. Chose a fighter for my first time.
Yeah.
Most of my level ups take the most of the time for leveling up is what spell.
Yeah, because figuring out spells and learning that synergy can be a little complicated.
Yeah.
It's interesting and it's useful to know, but it is a little intimidating. You can do it. What is Brandon thinking?
I already kind of have my characters planned out for season 3. I'm really excited for them.
Oh, I'm so excited for season 3 too.
One of them is a wannabe villain.
Talk about it too much.
We can't talk about
I mean,
season 3.
season-
I know, but it's just
because it'll give away. Literally saying anything about season 3 is going to give away the plot of season 2,
I gotcha. Makes
which
sense.
we're starting
Makes sense.
next week.
I'm excited.
Yeah, we'll be starting next week.
Be excited as
Vote.
be as excited as I am.
It's on the Twitter.
It's on Twitter. I posted the link to it in Discord. Please go in and vote. You have until midnight PST on Wednesday to vote.
Yeah.
To give us time to plan and me to upgrade overlays.
Someone said, I see Kale as a druid, so I'm choosing druid. Yeah, that makes
fair.
a lot of sense now that I think about it.
Druids are one of the most what's the word I'm looking for, where they can kind of really do whatever they want.
Versatile?
Yeah,
Vers-
they're
yeah.
most versatile
They're an
classes.
all-arounder. They can be a tank if they want to. Like, if you want to be a tank, choose the circle of the one that Don did, because Don's druid circle can like sub as a tank.
Or Circle of Moon.
Okay,
Yeah, Circle
I
of
don't
Moon.
remember the Twitter command apparently, or I didn't program it like an idiot.
Yeah.
It doesn't say on this. I have to pull up my actual character sheet. It's been so long, I just don't remember her class.
If you want to be OP, Circle of Moon.
Yeah, circle of Moon, you get more wild shapes, and wild shapes is just more temp health.
Oh yeah, and it's damage, because like those animals obviously are good at mauling things.
I found Valwyn.
I'll play Druid a lot, so I have to ask them questions. That's fine.
Also the Discord link's apparently not working.
Yeah, I guess I guess I only programmed the auto messages and forgot to do those. Oops.
Oops.
Wow. Okay.
Person said playing druid a lot. Yeah, if you are playing, it really depends on the group you're playing with. Sometimes some people get very particular about the world, like the lore of it. Like, I played one time with someone who played a druid, and like there was a thing where someone made an offhand comment about them having a pocket watch, and it was one of those things of like, while we were playing, they were like, you can't use wild shape now. And I'm like, why can't this person use wild shape? Because they have a pocket watch. I'm like, why is that important?
Because metal.
Because metal, yeah. And it was like one of those things of like, you can't do that, and it's like, huh, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Circle of Spores.
circle of spores, yeah.
In which case, you're just like, hold my watch.
Yeah, or like,
You're gonna dive in to save
I-
someone who's drowning. Hold my watch.
yeah. So it really depends on your group. Sometimes you get some nitpicky people like that. Sometimes you get some wild people that run around and they just enjoy the fantasy and being more wild about it.
That's why you always have a conversation of like, what kind of campaign are we looking to
Yeah.
have?
What type of
here?
expectations does the GM have for you?
Yeah.
It's so weird. I can't.
What sort of storytelling we have here?
Valwyn's character sheet on my phone is empty,
Oh, weird.
but it's not empty on the computer.
Yeah, I did the 4d6 remove lowest.
Or-
It's
No, that's pretty dang good.
that's average.
That's average.
That's painfully average.
It's slightly better than average.
Yeah, the 14 gets.
Mhm.
Did you already add your modifiers? Actually, no. Now that I think about it, with your racial
modifiers,
modifier,
it'll help,
with your racial modifiers, that actually works out pretty well.
Yeah, that's really good. Because I mean, you don't have anything below 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. That's what makes it nice.
You were never
It is
rolling negative.
Very average, which is fine. And honestly, a lot of people don't like negative stuff. I like building in.
I like negative.
I like building in a negative. Like Snaps has a negative charisma.
Yeah, Denzo's a negative intelligence, but
Yeah, it's
he
about
has a
monster.
pretty average wisdom, which I've kind of averaged out. He's bad at thinking, but he's good at rationalization.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to give characters weaknesses personally. It just
Yeah.
makes it more interesting for role play sake. Yeah.
Make everyone roll 3d8.
You gotta get closer to the mic, buddy.
3d8, huh?
Make everyone roll 3d8 and remove the lowest.
Mm,
Ooh.
I can
That's
get...
painful. Cause,
Yeah, because you get much wilder swings.
Yeah.
Mhm.
DM since we're not allowing below 10s. Yeah, that's pretty par because most people. Well, there's also races that can give negatives, isn't there?
Yeah,
No.
there is.
Oh, are
Yeah,
there?
there's
Bolos, some of the monstrous ones, they
Oh.
get like negatives to like intelligence.
yeah,
That makes sense.
Hobgoblin. Hobgoblin, I think, is
Um,
one.
Which makes you kind of sad, right? Because it's like then you're immediately kind of almost dissuaded unless you really want
Yeah.
to play this really dumb hobgoblin. But
Yeah, unless you want to make like a really niche character.
I think
yeah.
Bugbear gets a negative now that I think about it because they get. I think they get like +3 to strength or something.
no, I don't think bugbears actually get a negative, which is impressive.
Are you running an existing campaign or? I would say just pick something that you think is interesting that would make sense for your character's backstory. Try not to min-max it
Yeah.
because you never know what's going to be good.
Hmm.
I'm just seeing what this would look like. I got 2 11s and an 8 so far. That's a 9. That's a 10, 11, 9, 8. I already lost track.
Yeah, rolling 3d8 is not the same as rolling 46. Unless I can't do math. I can't do math. No, I can. Can
No.
I? I can do math. Because the maximum that you can roll on 2 8s is lower than the maximum you can roll on 3 6s.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Which means it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Now rolling 2d10s.
Yeah, 3d10 remove.
3d10s
the
remove
lowest.
1 would be interesting. But the problem is then you can roll 20s.
So I'm looking
Yeah.
at it.
yeah.
But you get like much like.
But the odds of it happening are really low.
I think, Brandon, I think we're thinking of 5th edition or 4th edition because in 5th edition, no races give negative stats.
I've never read 4th edition, so I know I've been reading 5th.
And is it? Because I'm looking through all the races on the on 5e
Try
tools.
try orc.
I literally just rolled exactly what I was
You
talking
rolled
about.
Yeah.
2 10s and a 9.
Which means that I rolled a 20. I literally just rolled what I was talking about.
Let's see.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh, that was a 19.
orcs get +2 strength, +1 con.
It's a 12.
And this is from
Another 13. So we have a 20, 19, 12, 13, and we need like one more, and that's like another 10.
That's a 10.
Sounds like this is a pretty lucky set of rolls, though.
That's a 12. I think like 3d10 remove 1 is okay. It makes for really interesting characters, I think.
Let's see.
Might be a fun thing to experiment one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, kobolds right here. Dexterity is increased by 2. Your strength score is reduced by 2. So there are some that have negatives.
Because
And
I
this
guess
is like right out of Olos.
if 3d10 removed the lowest, you could potentially roll like 3 1s and have a 2.
Yes. I mean, with 46, you can roll a 3.
Yeah.
You also can get real wild with it and be like, all right, I want you to roll a d4, a d6, a d10, and a d12. Remove the lowest.
Oh wait, I removed the wrong one. That was a 10.
Yeah,
That's
you
okay.
can get as wild as you want if your DM says
You were
so.
rolling a 10, which I find kind of wild. I didn't roll a 10 there, but it's still really high.
That's a 17, yeah.
Yeah.
We're getting real nuts.
Oh, another 20.
Oh no.
How have we rolled 2 20s on this already?
I'm rolling really high on these dice.
Wow.
They're hot.
It's because you're playing Kremshaw. If you had said that you were playing Malmira,
Oh,
you would have
yeah.
rolled
Yeah,
low.
Malmira
Ironic.
just sucks all your luck away.
Yeah, never make a character that's supposed to be lucky because you'll
Yes.
inevitably curse yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Never give a character a trait that you can't control.
Never call your stats.
Yeah, never take the lucky feat. If you take the lucky feat, you'll just always roll bad.
Oh, you want to change your roles, huh?
You can
Alright.
also take time magic.
Yeah, you could do just
I
time
mean-
magic.
I do lucky with halflings all the time, and I never run into issues with it.
I think it's just Albert then,
Yeah.
huh?
Yeah.
No, dude, the time magic just circumvents the lucky feat. I remember because Mace was a chrono wizard, right? Like he has the ability to just be like, yeah, that's what I roll. This is it now. And I think that power is like almost overpowered, but
It's really cool.
yeah.
I mean, you could take time magic and then also the lucky feat, right? So you would do the lucky reroll first, and then the time one, because it makes it so you have to take that. Whereas I think the lucky one, you pick which one you want.
What race is your character, Kale?
Yeah, that. Wood elf.
Wood elf?
I think
Okay.
they were saying.
Or you can play the classic game of syllable mash.
I love syllable mash. That's how I come up with half my names. So let me give you a list of names that I have. We've met them in character. We have Kosa. We have Denzo. We have Owodma. We have.
Just make some sounds and just put them together.
That's how I came up with Ode Mesh.
Yeah.
You could just name him after something funny.
Yeah.
Because like Horatio, his last name's Prickle Pear. And I'm like, he's just a druid from the desert. Call him Prickle Pear.
Yeah. Also, some characters don't have to have last names. That's how Denzo is. He's Denzo of Hilkar. He got of Hilkar because people needed to differentiate him from like the one Denzo in the census that lives in Cardinal.
I had the dumb idea. I'm sure someone out there has done this. So just play a character named Ayu. Ayu.
I know, like in like the player's handbook, right? The like tieflings, they're just called like
what
stuff.
Yeah, they're named after what things they should aspire to, like hope or joy or happiness,
like attributes.
Yeah. And then like some Tabaxi tribes, it's like things based off of their clan, like Shining Rain, and stuff like that.
Or Bramble Pelt.
Ramble Pelt, yeah, that works.
Wait, you guys don't know the my brother and me bit?
No, I don't.
They answered a question of what's my cat clan name? Help me out. I need suggestions. And it's just a giant list. You know, like the warrior books, the cat one. It was just that fandom coming in and coming up with some badass names.
My brother actually read those books. I never did.
They're good. They're good books, but like at a certain point, the fandom becomes very passionate and very weird on the internet.
Yes.
So,
Ramble Pinkleton.
Oh, that's hilarious.
People call me Pinky for short.
Damn, I was going to talk about something. I realized I can't talk about it without giving shit away.
But yeah, Ramble Pinkleton sounds like a fun name. It also depends on the attitude that they're bringing to the table because it's communal storytelling. You know, I can't be Velithar the Brave, sixth of his name, savior of the thing, and my buddy Jeff. Like, you kind of gotta,
Jeff.
Yeah, you kind of gotta like figure out what type of story everyone wants to tell. Like, not every group's gonna want their old buddy Jeff to join, but most groups are fine with it.
I mean, it's great, dude. He's like your squire.
Yeah,
Squire Jeff.
I mean, there's always
Jeff.
There's always the pet enemy turned pet that every group always eventually gets.
Jeff the Jefferson.
Yeah, like you always get the one Boblin the Goblin that just kind of joins the family.
What was the name of the skeleton skull that you guys kept in my campaign? That you named
Steve?
I think it was Steve the Skeleton.
It was Steve the Skeleton Head.
Yeah, who you guys kept.
Yeah.
Hello there, Latte.
The cat has decided that it is her time.
Feed Brandon the microphone. I ate it. Did you see me do it? If you missed it, too bad. No, I feel like these things, I gotta be careful because these are the nice mics, so it's like Brandon eating a microphone in 4K.
Hey, cat.
Now that I think about it, we've landed on this weird precipice of all of our characters have actual like good and serious names, but we also are goofballs, and not our execution, but like just situations. You know what I mean? Like, none of us are going out there looking to get some lols out of our characters, but we sometimes come up with stupid bits
because we're stuck with the character, right?
Yeah, like the whole fucking CD Steve, and then the whole ropes is currency.
Oh God, yeah, we're idiots. Like, it's just straight up, we're just idiots.
It's not our characters, it's us. We're the
casino
problem.
use ropes as their tokens. By the
Ah,
way,
damn it.
Oh, look at you.
Had to
just
had to make that
flopping
clear.
Around. Oh,
Literally licking her asshole on stream again.
oh man, what if the casino was just Chuck E. Cheese?
And they use
They have like war forges, but they're like shit like Autonoma or just like Chuck E. Cheese. Get like Chuck E.
Oh, like
Right.
the
Yeah. Like
oh,
like
yeah.
the like Five Nights at Freddy's. Like someone tried really hard,
the weird thing
but they
about
commissioned the wrong artist. To
the weird
make
thing
it.
about Ishurla though is that base Dungeons and Dragons doesn't have Warforged because Warforged is from Eberron.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Well,
so
you get some kind of like other like weird automata or something,
Yeah.
or like a golem, and then you just you draw a really funny face on the golem. It's like, look at that.
yeah.
Or it's just a guy in a costume.
Another thing about it is Tabaxi allowed?
I'm okay with it.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, because Tabaxi come from what's that place called? Oh,
Well,
it's the
This is
swamp
why we
island.
can't have nice things.
It's the swamp island. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh,
Elsewhere.
no.
Chult.
Chult,
That's
yeah.
what it's called. Yeah.
I'll swear. Brandon. I see you're finally awake. Hey, cat. You gonna be cute?
Yeah, you dropped it. You dropped the dice.
Yeah, you did that. That's your problem.
You can't see it, huh? Well, shit.
I like taking pictures of the cat. It's a problem.
I think the only like big race that, other than like Asmar, right? Because that's problematic.
Yeah, we can't do Asmar. We can't do Tieflings.
Yeah, it's pretty problematic.
Wait, what? No,
Well,
'cause-
I guess
could.
Tiefling's
no,
not so
Mace
such a
is an
problem, but-
Azamar. He's an Azamar, but he looks like a
Ah.
half-orc. I just use the
Yeah.
stats.
Well, I was gonna say the one that's like big problematic for like mechanics wise specifically is like Aarakocra.
Yeah. There's also, I think Deva's the one you're thinking of. Deva's the one that's a legit god. Like an Azamar is just sort of like
They're like
Descendants.
long descended from it, so that it's very easy to say that an Asmar came over.
yeah,
Mm.
but like a Deva is just straight up like a
Little
piece of a
shit.
god,
Little shit.
Mm.
like directly.
I don't think I've seen Deva as far as like like a PC option.
Yeah. You, get,
Fifth edition had it. I mean, fourth edition had it.
Oh, okay, yeah.
you can have playtime in a few minutes, Latte.
Reminded me, I can't open my jaw. Oh, week 7 of Invisalign.
Oh,
Mm.
Ooh.
why is 12 a.m. cursed for you? It's midnight. Don't you have school? When does school start for you? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh yes, Kitty.
Yeah.
Oh,
No. This has just become a pet the cat stream.
Mhm.
Hmm.
That's fine. I think it's a good stream.
Now that I think about it,
You
I
don't want to
probably
just pet a cat?
I probably might come up with a third character if Albert doesn't do anything with Mace. If Albert doesn't do anything,
You look like Latte.
if Albert doesn't do anything with Mace, I might have to come up with a third character. Or yeah, another character. Oh wait, you know what character I kind of want to bring back? I want to bring back my Dragonborn sage from an old campaign we had. Remember him? The one that just talked like this.
Yeah, I think I vaguely remember.
He was an old guy, and he had no shit. He was a forge cleric, if I remember correctly.
But didn't
I
you just say
remember.
that you were scrapping your forge cleric because you didn't
Yes,
like the
but I would
forge cleric
reskin-
mechanics?
I would reskin him.
Suddenly he's
But you
just
said you
really
didn't like the
old.
mechanics.
No, yeah, but I like the character though,
Let's use different class.
the
Oh,
personality.
you'll reskin the personality to a
Yeah.
different class. Okay, I thought
I
you
just
said
wanna-
you were gonna reskin your forge cleric to be a different personality. I'm
No.
like, you just said you didn't like the, the class.
Yeah, Order Internet did something similar to that. Like when we first moved in, like
Mhm.
every night at 2 a.m. it would stop.
Yeah,
It
I
still
remember
kind
that.
of does it at 1 a.m.
Does it?
occasionally.
I kind of stopped doing it.
Yeah, it's not as bad, but
Yeah.
sometimes I'm just like,
We don't get hard disconnected anymore.
yeah,
Yeah.
which is good.
It doesn't drop; it just stutters. You get a
Mhm.
lag spike essentially.
Hmm.
Your toe beans are soft, Latte.
So if you haven't already, go onto Twitter and vote.
She did not like that.
Yes, go in and
Mhm.
vote on Twitter if you would please. The poll is open until midnight Pacific Standard Time on Wednesday to give us enough time to actually
No.
plan our sessions and stuff. The cat is considering attacking the microphones for some reason and is now looking to attack the lights. I think that is our cue to start moving towards closing.
For your sake, for the past like week, I've gone to bed between 2 to 3 a.m. Oof.
Go to sleep earlier. Go
Yeah.
to sleep earlier.
I need to start
Get rest.
transitioning too.
Same. Start. You start work tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fair. You got me there.
I've been going to sleep at like 4 a.m.
Oh
It's a
yeah,
problem.
we gotta get Albert. We gotta go get Brandon to bed. I gotta go. We gotta go tuck Brandon in.
I don't like the concept that just like all three of you guys are just at my bed, like
standing around your
sleep
bed,
tight. I'm
putting
just
you
like,
in a burrito.
This is like culty. I've been kidnapped.
Yeah, this is what happens when we're not on stream. We all baby Brandon.
Ugh.
We bundle him up inside of what's it called?
A swaddle?
Swaddle? Yeah.
Is that what they call them?
We get Brandon into a swaddle.
You guys ever have that moment where you look into look into the whites of your dirty ass glasses and be like,
Yes.
"Oh man, my
All the
glasses are
time.
dirty."
Yeah, dude.
All the time.
I am being sarcastic.
You
Oh,
ever just feel like you have to clean your eyeballs?
yes.
All the time,
Yes.
Albert.
Alrighty, y'all. I have figured out what's going on.
Okay, well, what's happening?
What's going on?
What's going on? Game show last Thursday. Oh. I see. 2 to 3 until midnight. Holy shit, that's a long time.
Ooh.
Oh my god. You do such cool stuff, Kale. I really appreciate that you do such cool stuff and you're so passionate about the things that you make. It's very, very cool, and that's going to get you very far. But we're going to go ahead and raid Board Gamer Steph. She and Michael, it looks like they might be closing up. I'm not entirely sure what she's got going on. But they were playing train-themed games today.
Ooh.
They've been live for a hot second, so I hope they're not closing out right now as well. But thank you guys for hanging with us. We've had a really good time. Post a picture. Thank you. I appreciate that. I would love to look at it. On Wednesday, we will be back with what's the Captain is Dead? Is that what it's
Yes,
called?
Captain is
Captain
dead.
is dead.
Wednesday we're playing
Howdy
Captain is Dead.
die.
Friday we're doing something, and on Sunday we are going to continue this. We're going to play whatever session you guys vote for. So do that on Twitter, please. That's it.
Oh, this game.
Yeah, it'll be fun. We're excited. None of us have. Wait, you guys might have played it before.
I
It
haven't
doesn't
played
matter.
it.
The Captain's dead.
Yeah, it's a cooperative game about surviving space.
Yeah, it's a
Stick a
co-op
fiddle.
game. None of us have played it yet.
The dread of empty, heartless space.
Although probably we should
That
do
will
a dry
kill
run
all of
before
us.
Wednesday.
And eventually, when the heat death of the universe comes, will claim us all.
Anyways, thank you guys for hanging out with us today. We really appreciate it. We will catch you guys then on Wednesday.
You can play this up to 7 players?
What the
7
fuck?
players.
That's
Cool.
a lot of players.
That's a lot of value.
You could say it's a service of value. Anything else?
Please vote. You're all beautiful. Don't forget to eat.
Yes.
That's very important. As a human, don't forget to eat. Please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't eat.
No, eat.
No,
eat.
it's a wrong message, Albert.
Consume.
They have to eat. They're not gonna be human if they don't.
There'll
There'll be something else.
Yeah, you wake up, you haven't eaten, you're like, man, I just do not feel human today.